All right. What's going on, man? How are you?
Did you?
Good. We were supposed to do a Indy recap like 4 days ago.
Yeah, should we do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do a recap and a New York preview.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody gives a shit about our Indy recap anymore since we're 4 or 5 days late, but I guess better late than never, I guess.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, things are good.
What's new?
My gym closed down here, so we're going to be heading out west, I think, for a couple of days.
Where out west?
We're going to go train at West Coast.
Oh, like all the way out to fucking Alberta? Yeah. Or is it BC?
BC, yeah, Vancouver. We're going to go to Vancouver.
Okay, and that's where Ron Partlow and Ditto Shack's gym is?
Yeah, that's West Coast.
Yeah. How long are you staying out there for?
Minimum 2 weeks. We'll kind of decide from there.
Oh, because we're locked down here until what, June 2nd or something like that?
June 2nd, which is we're going to go next Wednesday. So 2 weeks past that will be June 2nd.
Who's going? Just you and Melissa?
No, me, Melissa, Chris, Courtney, and that kid I train with, Mark.
Are you renting an RV?
Funny, we had considered that. If I wasn't in prep, I would 100%. We would try and do that drive, but in prep, like, because I mean that's a 5-day drive. You're gonna have 2-3 day bouts with no gym. Like, you know, it's not worth it. So
it's funny. Me and Paul talked about that because our wives were like, "Let's all go," and I'm like, "But then isn't there like some kind of order where you can't leave the province? Like they're blocking the."
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to leave the province. Like we're fucking. It's like crazy here.
Yeah, but then I can fly there. It's like stupid. Yeah.
I know I don't understand how the whole thing fucking works, but apparently you can't drive out of province.
Yeah. So my sister lives in Vancouver there.
Yeah.
Friend of hers, a guy that owns like the MMA gym they train at, and I guess he owns some other businesses and stuff. I'm not sure exactly, but he has a really nice Airbnb house there. I wish I could put it up on the screen here, but it's like a big 4-bed, 4-bath, like beautifully decorated new house.
Yeah.
That usually goes for like $5,000 a week, you know, like $20,000 a month for these kind of properties, you know, especially in Vancouver. So he said he'd give it to us for a good price for like $8,000 for the month.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We'll go down. So like $2,000 a week, and we'll kind of decide we'll do 2 weeks at, you know, and then kind of decide based off the June 2nd announcement. If they're like, oh, it's going to be another 6 weeks, then we'll just keep staying there for now. So
$8,000 a month. That's a fucking lot of money, man.
Yeah, but 5 people, you split that. That's not that bad, you know?
Yeah, it's still going to be just under $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
I mean or what? Train a basement gym?
I mean, it's not a lot of money for you because you're Iain, but I mean, for the average, because you're balling, but for the average person, that's a lot of fucking money. But I mean, you got to train, right? So it's worth it.
Yeah, that's why you bring Chris around, because Chris is the deepest pockets of all of us. So then, hey, Chris, you get the master bedroom. You pay $6,000. We'll pay $2,000 for the rest of the house. You know?
Everybody else pay $500 each.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. But man, flights right now, if you fly out of Toronto, you can fly from Ottawa to Vancouver for $175.
Yeah, I mean, probably because the fucking airlines are losing their shirts right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. My mom said she was just there visiting my sister, and she flew back from Vancouver. She said there was her and one other person on the entire plane.
That sounds like fun. I think I want to fucking do that.
Yeah, we'll come out. It's a 4-bedroom house. We got 1 full bedroom free.
No, I'm not gonna. I didn't mean to stay with you guys. I meant like it'd be cool to go out and then I'll get my own fucking place and then just at least be there when you guys are training and shit.
Yeah. So we'll go out, stay for a bit, and kind of decide, see how things are, and then, you know, maybe we'll stay longer. We were gonna just go ahead and go down to Florida, but like it's still fucking 12, 13 weeks out, and that's if you go down there and by chance you need to come back, then you're stuck in this quarantine bullshit. So at least with BC. You know, we can go there. If we need to come back at the drop of a hat, we can come back, and then we can, you know, at 4, 5, 6 weeks out, whatever, we'll go down to Florida.
You don't want to live in Florida for 3 months?
I mean, I do want to live in Florida for 3 months, but if by some chance I need to like come back for like one of my dogs, because we're not gonna bring all the pets with us, you know.
Yeah.
So if some chance I need to come back for something, like who knows, you know, 3 months is a long time, right? So if I need to come back, then I'm doing 2 weeks quarantine, you know, all this. So
that's right. I forgot you have two dogs, right?
3 dogs.
You have 3 dogs, so you're not taking them with you to BC, are you?
We're gonna take 1.
And who's taking care of the other 2?
Friends around here.
Okay, that's cool.
We'll bring Doug. He's like the youngest one. Who's, I mean, I don't know if he's the hardest to look after. They're all pretty easy and relaxed, but he's just like the most needy, you know?
Yeah.
So where the others will be perfectly happy, just like sleeping and chilling all day. Like he wants to have some company, you know. So
it's nice that you have that option, and it's nice that you have a group of friends, you know, obviously wife, girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
That all kind of do the same shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And your training partner.
Sorry, go ahead.
Your training partner, he's just down to fuck off for a couple weeks or a month.
He works at a gym, so like the gym's closed, so he's not working. So as long as we're there, it's because the gym's closed, so it kind of works, right?
Yeah.
So like once gym's open, well, we would come back and train at the gym, but then he would also have to come back to work. So it's like it works for both of us.
Are you paying him to go since he's like your spotter? Is like a part of the deal?
I'm gonna help him out. Yeah, but, I'm not gonna pay for all of it, but no.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
He's getting the best deal of the house for sure.
Yeah, good for him. What else is going on? Anything new? Did you buy a car yet?
No, my exhaust showed up today actually.
Oh, so you obviously didn't hook it up, so you don't know what it sounds like.
Yeah, no, it's sitting in a box on my front door. What's
in that Stinger? Is it an 8 or a 6-cylinder?
It's a twin turbo V6.
It's gonna sound like a lawnmower.
It's gonna sound good. It's gonna sound like a nice like G37, you know? Get that nice purr on it.
It's gonna sound like a lawnmower, dude. You can't put a big exhaust on a 6-cylinder.
He's trying to off-sell me onto getting something different. Well, I got downpipes coming too, so I have downpipes, exhaust, and my cold air intake all coming right now.
All right, it'll sound like a loud lawnmower.
Yeah, loud lawnmower. Yeah.
Okay. I've been losing sleep for the last like 3 nights because I was gonna buy a TRX.
Oh really?
Yeah, I fucking
against it or.
Well, because I was going to give up both my cars, like my big truck and my Trackhawk, and then because the TRX is kind of like both in one, right? It's a big truck with the fucking Hellcat engine.
Yeah,
but I just didn't think it made sense.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, it's like what are you looking for? You know?
No, I know, but why would you get rid of 2 cars?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you looking for by getting one? Just to consolidate? Like it's.
Well, yeah, it wasn't really much cheaper, and the reason, the most fucked up reason, the reason I didn't buy it, the gas mileage.
They're terrible, eh?
Apparently, it's like 30 liters per 100 kilometers.
They're really bad. I remember looking at them,
And it's not as much the money as it is just stopping at the gas station every fucking 2 days.
Yeah, you're going to be going to the gas station every 3 days, yeah.
So I got the whole deal worked out. I had everything approved. The guy's like, you can pick it up tomorrow. I was literally going to drive up to Niagara Falls tomorrow to pick it up.
Yeah.
I call him the last minute, and I'm like, I think I'm pulling. Yeah. He's so fucking angry. He's so angry. I felt so bad for the guy, but I'm like,
that was his commission for like the next 3 months.
No, he's got a huge business. Like he doesn't give a shit about I just felt bad because I made him jump through all the hoops to get
paperwork and get a good deal for you. And it's like getting it all approved.
So that fell through. And then I thought maybe I'll just get rid of the truck, just swap the 2 trucks, get rid of my F-250 and buy the TRX.
Yeah.
But then they're like, we can't give you the same deal. So I was like,
you need to give both. Yeah.
It wasn't worth it financially. So
and then you don't be driving a Trackhawk and a
TRX.
Your gas is that's just.
Yeah, but imagine them sitting in my driveway with 1,400 horsepower.
Yeah, you look cool for sure.
Yeah, look cool for Instagram.
You would always get places fast.
How's the diet going?
Good, really good. Yeah.
Can I listen? I got to ask you a question, and it's been bothering me, and I'm just going to put. And I'm not talking shit. Hey, what's up, Paul? How are you?
Hey, Fouad. There you
go.
I want to ask you this question, and it's not to offend anybody, but I've noticed a trend that's happening, and I got to get it out. What the fuck is with all the reverse band shit?
Oh, we were talking.
Oh, I've only done that just on Hack Squat.
I know it's not all you, and I know it's just Hack Squat, but everybody does it on Hack Squat now, and it's like I feel like people. I used to do it once in a while, like if my knees were bothering me or something, I would do it. But I usually put the bands the other way.
But that's making it harder, obviously.
Yeah.
See, but I find traditional Hack Squat, even with the Arsenal one where the angle's really good, I find in the bottom of the hole just fucking destroys my knees. And I found with the reverse band, it's completely taken that away almost. So
I know, but
it's like, okay, it dinkies up the exercise, but then if I load enough plates, I'm still getting load, but then it's reducing the shearing force just at the bottom of the movement. So I can still do the movement with a heavy load and not feel like my knees are fucked for the rest of my workout.
And I understand.
Right now I'm using that because the gym I was training at had no Smith machine. So I wasn't Smith squatting.
Yeah.
Which is usually my primary. So I was doing my Hack Squat as my primary movement. I didn't want to do that. My knees be destroyed. Then I can't leg press. I can't belt squat. I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless I switched up the order of operations, it just felt the best. And I only got it from seeing it from Hunter. I would never even think of these banded things, you know.
Hunter started the whole thing. I was like, motherfucker. So
that's why you wrote it when I said like this fancy pants Hunter shit.
Like, so me and Paul used to do them way back because I got John is the first person that brought the shit to bodybuilding.
Yes,
because it's from powerlifting,
elite FTS stuff.
Yeah. So John brought it over to bodybuilding. He had me do it sometimes when my knees were bothering me, but we used to use the little like dinky fucking red band.
Yeah.
Like it's actually, I think Dusty just posted a video with it with like a really thin band.
Yeah.
And I think that's all you need to take that pressure off the bottom.
We tried it and it didn't make any difference.
Really?
None.
I used to feel like
you could kind of feel it up to like 2-3 plates, and after that I couldn't feel it at all.
Really? Right?
Yeah, I used to be good. I mean, I never hack squatted what you hack squat. We used to use what, Paul? 6-7 plates?
Back at the old days in Central, I think, you used to probably go 7 at least. I used to go like 5, 5.5.
Yeah, like 7 plates, and we use a dinky little band, and it used to be enough to like just take that little bit of pressure off.
Yeah.
But I see people now using the band they use is like this thick.
Yeah, we use 2 green ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like, I mean, there's no wonder you're putting like 11 plates on there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm like, look, I know I can lift that weight without it.
Yeah.
Can you?
I can do 10 plates on there without the bands.
You can hack squat 10. You can hack squat 10 plates.
Of course, yeah. But my knees are fucking like I'll do 1 set and then like I'm out for the count for a week, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can push through it and make it, make through the set, but it's just not worth it on my knees, you know?
You know what? I'm glad I brought this up now because I didn't, I'm sure a lot of people feel like I do. I didn't think you had knee problems, like regardless of how you lifted.
Oh no, my knees
look like it.
It doesn't look like it, right?
Right.
My knees are terrible. Yeah.
So you actually have to methodically think of how to get through your leg workouts without fucking yourself up. Because I feel that way. Like if I have a heavy week, I'm like, fuck, now next week my fucking knees fucked up.
Yeah.
Or my back.
There's zero chance I could do, legit, I couldn't hack squat 6 plates without knee sleeves on. Like my knees would be so sore I couldn't even do it.
Really?
I need like that's knee sleeves. I need to warm them up good. Like, I need a lot. Or I got big like fucking Osgood Slaughters bumps and shit.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. I just told Paul last week the knee sleeves irritate my Osgood Schlatter more than knee wraps.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know how. For those people who don't know what Osgood Schlatter is, it's like the top of your tibia has a calcification on it, so it actually like sticks out a little bit underneath your knee.
Yeah.
And if you press it, it's like really tender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I wear my knee sleeves, because they're rubbing on it all the time, it actually irritates it more. So I found like the last 3 weeks, if I don't wear my knee sleeves and I just put knee wraps on like the heaviest sets, it's actually like doesn't bother me at all.
Maybe I'll try that. I've only ever worn knee sleeves or knee wraps like once in my life. So maybe I'll try. I have a fucking 4 pair sitting around my house that like companies have sent me over the year, but I've never really tried them. So I'll try wrapping up and just doing that between my sets and then taking the sleeves off.
I didn't know what it was because I was putting my knee sleeves on, and every time I'm like, fuck, my knee's burning.
Yeah.
But then I realized I'm like, it's because it's fucking constantly rubbing on.
It makes sense. Because I mean, if you like anyone that has this, they know if you bump your knee on something, it's like you'd rather just be shot, like it's so painful. Like think of when you stub your toe or your shin. It's that times like 50,
That stinging pain.
Oh my God. It's the worst.
You know what, Fouad? When I used to have some tendonitis problems in my bicep, I'd wear a wrap a lot. And after a while, it would start to bother me though, because it was like too much compression while I was training.
Yeah.
So I only wear it for like the first little while till I was warm, But remember we used to do reverse band squats too, barbell squats from time to time?
From time to time, yeah. I found that I actually like that better, Ian.
Me too.
I've never tried it.
No, you have to have a power rack, obviously, a cage, but
I actually like that a lot better because it you still have to balance the weight a little bit, but it takes a lot of the pressure off your knees, and you can kind of flow through the squat a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we
kind of mimics.
Like you said, though, we only used to do that when our knees were like fucked.
Yeah. You had some knee problems back in the day a little bit.
My favorite was always the other way. I would put like 4 or 5 plates on, and I would put the bands on the bottom
for a hack squat.
Yeah, and strap it to the top.
Like leg press, I'll do band stack for sure.
Yeah. That's torture.
Kind of tension for a leg press, I like way better, and leg press generally doesn't hurt most people's knees the same, and you can adjust your footing a lot.
Yep.
But hack squat's just one that's always got me. But I know they've been working well for me, especially now because I'm getting into my prep. Like in the off season, I would have just fucking load 10 on there and just let my knees be fucking destroyed for 5 days and deal with it next week. Yeah. But now that I'm into prep, I want to make sure I'm like optimizing all my workouts into that. Like I don't want to have any chance of like something getting hurt. If I can do anything to relieve a little bit of like pain or stress or anything on it, I'm going to take it because I just want to be like as perfect as I can going into the show.
There's another interesting question I want to ask you, actually, because you eat clean all year round.
Mm-hmm.
I always found that my knee and joint issues would go away when I was dieting, and I always felt like it was because my inflammation was lower because I was eating so clean.
No, it's a weight thing too, because as I get lighter, it goes away, and I eat clean all year.
Okay, so it's not a food thing necessarily.
I mean, it could be some inflammation related to other things. I'm not sure, but it's not. I find more just as I get lighter, maybe just the stress of like all day having that weight on, my knees just gradually feel better as I get into prep.
But the other reason I feel that way too, though, is when I'm eating, like when I have like diet, when I'm in prep mode, I'm eating super clean.
Yeah.
My recovery time is way faster.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't get the same level of soreness. And if I do, it's gone like 2 days later.
Do you think that's, no, I was going to say maybe for legs, but do you find that's related to doing more cardio? Maybe like you're like, active recovery and stuff, like my leg training, I find my legs always feel better. Like Melissa, like I find girls when they're hammering the stairs and stuff, their legs always feel like shit. But if I'm doing like, moderate intensity treadmill, bike or treadmill, I find my leg recovery actually helps my legs.
It's kind of like active recovery, kind of.
Yeah. But I agree with that, and I just talked about that in a Q&A I did recently. But even my chest, my back, everything just feels like it recovers faster.
Well, I started to say it, but I'm like, that would really only help with legs. But
yeah. I notice the same thing though, Fouad. I feel like my body's more efficient when I'm eating clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat like total shit in the off season, but I definitely have a couple cheat meals. And I know that affects your inflammation and affects how your body responds. But
especially sugars. I
also think just I don't know what it is in the off season. In the off season, you're retaining more water, you're a little more bloated.
Yeah.
I don't know how that affects your soreness too, because when you're dieting, you're not retaining that same level of water, and things are kind of like function a little better.
Yeah.
So it's always.
But I always find that the closer I get in, the better my knees and stuff will feel. Like knees, elbows, like stuff like that. Elbows, not as much. I find they can still stay pretty sore, but knees, especially when you get that weight off, I find makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of icing, Iain?
No.
No?
I should do more, but I need to. I'm not good with that. No.
Oh, dude, the icing for your Osgood Schlatter is like,
it's a big thing. Yeah.
Dude,
I have done it in the past, and I know it did make a big difference, but usually when I get home, I'm like fucking just want
No. I know, but do you have the sleeve or no?
Like the ice sleeves?
Yeah.
No. Are they good?
Dude, I went to Walmart. You just go to Walmart. It's like a sleeve with like a Velcro strap on it.
I know you.
Yeah, you just put the ice pack in there and you wrap your fucking knee, and you can just do whatever you want and just stay on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of having to like hold a bag there or some shit.
Yeah.
So I always do that, man. It helps like night and day.
Yeah.
That's what I do too.
Yeah. So we talked about the Indy last week, but we never did a recap.
Yeah.
So let's go over that real quick because it's been 5 days, so everybody's kind of already heard other people's recaps. But I'm pretty sure the most DMs I got was, I want to hear Iain talk shit about Blessing. So let's not talk shit about Blessing because
I put Blessing to win. Okay, so he only let me down.
Okay, Paul, why don't you start? What do you think? Let's cover Blessing first. It's the biggest one.
Well, no, let's start from the beginning. As expected, we all had Justin to win, right? Mm-hmm. Realistically, I said Blessing, but like obviously, I thought Justin would actually win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I thought Justin was sorry.
Go ahead. No, we'll go from first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought Justin was clear-cut winner. Second place, I thought was deserved too. He Mohammed El Imam, I think his last name is. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But
before you go through, let's stick with Justin.
Okay.
This was a good version of Justin. I liked it.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought he was just as hard as New York last year.
I would disagree with that. Oh, maybe New York last year. But what was the show? Chicago. Sorry.
Chicago when he's a little distended.
Crazy hard last year.
Let's look at let's look at
which show was it that he was
sorry, go ahead.
Which show was it that he was a bit distended at? Was that Chicago?
That was New York.
That was New York, okay.
But that's what I was gonna say is I thought his conditioning was similar to New York, but his stomach wasn't as his stomach was held in well.
Yeah.
So this is his conditioning is fucking nice here. Like
he's definitely been in a little bit better conditioning from the back and stuff, but this was a really good like combination of really good conditioning, good fullness. Like he kept his stomach in check. Like it was a really good look for him. I liked it.
Well, and he was probably planning his peak for next week too, or for this weekend coming up. So this was probably.
He said to me he was 253 the day before the show here.
Okay.
I'm really happy for him that he got his first pro win. I mean, how long has Justin's been a pro for a little while? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few years.
So
well, there. This is my first pro win in 5 years in the IFBB.
Yeah, that's good, man. Like that. It's hard for, you know, not everybody comes in. Ian, how long did it take you to get your first win?
4 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy for people to just walk on like you know, Hunter walks on and gets his fucking first pro win in his first year.
Yeah,
that's not normal. Like it took me fucking 8 years to get my first pro win.
Very few people who win, you know.
Yeah, get it right away. So I was really happy for him for that, and you could tell kind of the elation in his face after finally nailing it.
Yep.
And getting the win, but so obviously he deserved it. We definitely thought he was a clear-cut winner. I know they were comparing him and Muhammad. If that is his name, Muhammad.
Muhammad, yeah.
But I thought Muhammad's stomach was not in check.
No, they were certainly the closest. Like Muhammad was a clear-cut second in my mind. Like those two, in my mind, were quite clear above the rest. Like they were very in a league of their own. And Muhammad was second. But when I was listening to the live stream and and Bob was saying like this was going to be down to 1 point, really close, I was like, I don't think so. And when the scorecard came out, Justin had a perfect score, as I suspect.
Yeah.
Deservedly too. I mean, he was clear-cut the best. I mean, his fullness was crazy. His stomach was in control. I mean, he really has no bad shots other than his like front lat I don't love, but I mean, he's pretty fucking good in every pose, you know?
But what did you think was the glaring difference between first and second?
I mean, I think just overall muscularity, really. I mean, the stomach control obviously mattered, but I think Justin's just like roundness and fullness. Muhammad had more of like kind of a sharp angular look. Do you know what I mean? When guys had that kind of look, where just like everything, the pecs are round, the delts are crazy. Like Muhammad just has more like where the joints are a little bigger, and it's just not quite the same like round full look. You know,
I thought
clearly his quads are way better. We'll give him that, obviously.
I thought he was Justin was more complete overall.
Yeah,
shoulders around. I mean, in this picture you can see like, I know it's not the greatest photo, but shoulders are just more complete. Arms are a little bit bigger. I think to me the biggest glaring difference though was Muhammad's stomach was a little distended.
Lack of detail too there.
Yeah.
So, but he was
even shots like the side chest. Like you can see like a pose like that where it really shows Justin's thickness, and you can see a pretty good discrepancy between the two, you know?
Yeah.
Like go down.
Justin.
Let's see. It's probably got to be down here somewhere. There's Blessing. There's Justin.
Down one.
Look at 1 second. I just want to look at his back shots.
He's so wide.
Yeah, his back is insane.
He's got very wide shoulders. That's the thing. It's like,
he does. And
that's
he's filled out.
Like when I did New York with him and like staying backstage and looking at him, like when he was staying with his back, I'm like, man, this guy's fucking 3 miles wide, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like he's built the thickness now too to match it.
Yeah.
So here's Muhammad, and this is what my issue was. His stomach is just a little distended.
Obviously, his chest is a lot flatter through the front. His chest is kind of like mine in that front double where it flattens out a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Go up though. There was comparison pictures up top.
Was there? Where did I?
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I can't blow this up, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
just go to the next and see if there's a side chest. Keep going.
1 second. So if we look at front, this is kind of interesting though. If you look at front double, Justin, I mean, it's not totally like a walk away. Like Muhammad looks good here.
Muhammad's good, man. I mean, he was good for sure. He's got great quads, good biceps. You know,
I mean, Justin's got, so you can see the difference here in Justin, like their legs are actually not that far apart, but if you look at Justin's shoulders and his arms,
it's not even the size. Justin's legs aren't actually lacking size so much as they're just lacking separation.
Yeah.
Like his legs, when you look at like even the first picture we looked at, the most muscular, his legs are actually a good size.
Yeah.
Just the deep separation in them is just lacking.
Well, I think what hurts Justin the most, if you talk about legs, is his shoulders are so fucking wide.
Yeah, his shoulders
that it almost makes his quads look like they need more sweep, even though they're already big.
Not many guys that have shoulders that size that don't just completely blow their chest out of proportion. His chest is actually up to stuff with those crazy shoulders, which is even more impressive to me.
Yeah.
Like you can see here, like look at the difference in thickness through the chest, and like you know.
Yeah.
The detail on his legs too from the side there. He's got his legs look great from the side.
You can see his stomach's a little there, but still. Even his abs and thighs, solid pose, you know.
He's just more complete and everywhere.
Just more detail, more muscularity.
Yeah.
That back, that kills him.
Yeah.
That's a good back.
Just a big guy, man. Like that's a big 253.
Look how wide he is here.
I know.
Yeah. He's got like ideal structure for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's second place, Muhammad, deservedly. Obviously, then we have third. We have Blessing here.
Yep.
If we take away all of Blessing's bullshit online, I personally think this is a good pro debut.
Yeah, for sure. Third place in a debut.
It's a good pro debut for sure. Yeah, it's a solid pro debut. I mean, obviously, the biggest thing is his quads. I mean, that's not like a surprise to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, his quads were quite a glaring weakness, but I mean, he's got good structure. Like some of the, some shots like that look good. Okay, in some of the back shots, like he overall, I mean, it was a good package for sure.
So this is what I said to Paul. I said personally, taking away personality and all that shit, right? And taking away all the bragging and all that he did, because obviously we're all going to judge him way harder because of how much he hyped himself up.
Yeah.
But if you took all that away, I see a really good pro debut. But I also said to Paul, I worry about him getting better and moving forward, because for him to get better and beat, say, a Justin, or
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
he's got to get a lot bigger. And what I see here is his stomach is already kind of wide.
Right. Yeah. You don't see the taper so much in that pose there, right?
And
from his lats down to the waist.
I worry that for him to develop legs like Justin's, it's gonna have to all grow.
Yeah.
And if his stomach grows and his legs don't grow as much as they should or whatever, it's going to throw off his entire physique.
Yeah.
So I just feel like he's got to put on a lot of size, and he's got to somehow manage to do it without blowing out his waist.
Yeah. I think he needs to have a careful plan. Yeah.
But I think he has potential though I think there's like a lot of potential there to ruin his waist.
Yeah. I think like it's going to be, I don't want to say this without sounding like a hater. It's going to be very hard to get those legs up to snuff at this point,
Yeah.
Like, because look at his upper body. I mean, like, look at that front double. Like, put your finger over from the waist up. Biceps are awesome. The vacuum looks nice. His chest is good. Like, I mean, his biceps are ridiculous, to be honest.
Yes.
I don't. It's not, to me, it's not. Like I said, I don't want to. I'm not a hater. I actually like Blessing, but he needs to be a lot thicker.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, you can see that even on his shots, like his back shots, which are his best shots, really. Yeah. You can see like. It's just thin,
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying.
It looks like a little empty. Like there just looks empty,
Yeah. And that's my point, is his arms are much bigger than the rest of his body. But I think for him this is what I worry about. This is not crazy. It's not a big waist, but it's not a small waist.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a guy who needs to put up more mass at least.
And I feel like if you're going to blow these legs up and blow the back and chest up, this might go as well. And then you have a problem.
Yeah.
So, but I do think he was a solid third. I think he deserved his placing.
Yep.
I think everybody's going to judge him a lot harder because of the shit talk. But
now I got to get opinion on this next before we get to fourth, because we're kind of jumping ahead of you. Was Dwayne Walker completely overlooked? What's your opinion?
Yes, I talked about that.
I was going to touch on that at the very end, but
I didn't even call him in the first call out. When I first saw him come out, I'm like, fuck, he looks pretty good. Like, okay, his quads were downsized. I'll give him that. But his overall structure, and shot for shot, I mean, he's really good, man.
Yeah, he was conditioned. I don't know.
His quads are very small, but I mean, like, so are Blessings, and Blessing was third, and this guy is more muscular. He was in better condition.
Well, I'll have to disagree with you a little bit. So I think Blessing's legs are bigger, but I also think Dwayne's upper body is a lot bigger and better.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're trading, and Dwayne's upper body is much better than
his lines are just clean. Like even in his legs.
No, watch. Let me show you that. Let me show you this.
Yeah. I want to see a front shot.
I think I saw a lineup shot where he just look how wide he looks over here.
Yeah, geez.
Very wide shoulder to shoulder. Yeah.
See how wide he looks there? It's crazy.
Yeah.
He did himself a disservice in some of his posing. Like his front double, how he poses his legs for small legs already, or making him look a little smaller. And same in his back double, he's very like frog leggy,
Yep.
Squat until he goes on his toes. And even sometimes he was doing his pose as back double, and he was so up on his toes, he was losing balance,
Really?
Let me ask you this, though. And standing in this lineup, and I know it's really hard to see because it's so small, but you have him here, and you have this guy was fifth.
Yeah.
This guy was ninth. This guy was sixth. This guy was fourth. In this
lineup, I agree.
In this shot, he's killing all of them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I know it's from the side, right? So let's go back to the back.
Beats him on the back.
Look at his
back.
The
back. He definitely wins that shot next to the guy.
I mean, his hamstrings are slight, but so are Blessings, so are this guy's. This is
what I'm saying of posing, though, like how he's posing with his knees really out like that. Unless you have Coleman legs, don't do that.
Well, I think he's trying to create a bigger illusion because his legs are small.
Yeah,
but it works against you when you spread your legs like that.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I think that's
more gap.
That's what he's trying to do.
See, like those legs are there. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
I was just going to say, he's got a ton of potential though. If he can get the right team behind him, the right coach behind him,
yeah.
Well, he has
steer him in the right direction.
He has a ton of potential because when we were doing the breakdown, we all had him in the top 3.
Yeah, I had him, I think, second or third.
Looking back at it, if he had been third place, I would have had no issues with it.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. So in the side shots, I think he's fucking great.
Yeah, he wins that shot.
So from the front, this is the problem I see. It's like, look at how fucking wide he is, and then his legs are like,
yes,
that. So I think it almost makes the weakness weaker than it really is because his shoulders are so wide.
Right. Yeah, can you show a closer shot, Fouad, of a front shot for him so I can see the
let me go to his.
Right there, yeah.
It shrinks though because it's a video.
I see. Okay.
Give me a second. Let me see. I mean, that's backstage, but you can still see. It's like it's the problem is his legs may be the same size as Blessing's or a little smaller, but because his upper body is so big, it makes the weakness look much worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I'm not saying that I still don't think he placed higher, but that's a good shot, man. I know that's last.
It is.
Yeah. But I think he overdieted too because his legs look better here than
his legs look smaller in that last shot you showed.
It's weird because he doesn't look super flat or anything. It's just,
like look at his legs here. They're kind of like really empty.
Yeah.
But I do think he was better than ninth. I don't know where I would have placed him. So
yeah.
I mean, is he better than Dorian Haywood?
Potentially, absolutely. But at this show?
No, not potentially. I mean, at this show, is he better than Dorian?
Yeah.
If I was judging, I would have put him over Dorian. Yeah.
I would have been inclined to, just judging by the pictures, but I do know from experience that being there is different than looking at pictures too. Just the flow's different, the way physiques look different,
Like so Dorian's thick for sure, but
yeah, he's thick.
I think Dorian Haywood deserved fourth. I don't think Dwayne was better. He's just too big. He's too big, and he's more balanced too.
Yeah. Plus, there was 5 people between them, so I'm sure being there was probably a little bit more obvious that Dorian deserved to be.
Looking back at these pictures, maybe Dorian. It's tough,
Yeah.
I just like his structure really hurts him in a lot of shots, and his quad separation hurts him a lot in a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
But
he is thick though.
If you think like a judge for a second, if you have a guy that's bigger, harder, and more complete, even if he's not as pretty, you have to place him better.
Yeah, it's total package. Yeah, you're judging total package for sure.
So like his structure is not as pretty as Dwayne's maybe, but he kind of has him beat in all the other areas.
Yeah, he was better that day then.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that.
So it's tough to know. Well, the reason I'm bringing it up though is just it's tough to see where we would put Dwayne.
And it is tough for sure. I mean, it's like in your mind you're like he definitely deserved better than ninth, but like where you're right,
Yeah, right.
And then that's why I think when people say stuff about the judges, it's easier said than done. Like Paul, that. I mean, people have said stuff about shows you've judged.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, fine, you don't think he's ninth, but who do you think he beat?
Well, I'd like to see.
And not you. I'm just saying, like people saying, right? Like, you have to ask them, who do you think he beat? And then if they say, well, I think he beat this guy, you have to explain why.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of times, like I got caught up in it just a second ago, like you start talking about potential rather than judging the physique that day. Yeah. And that's what you have to do at the end of the day is judge what's in front of you, not what this guy could be in the future.
And that's the thing is like, I saw some comments on one of the buys and tries page. And he said, people were like, oh, Dwayne's better than Blessing. And I'm like, in some areas, I agree. But as far as overall balance, I think Blessing was more balanced.
Yeah, he had a better total package, I believe. Yeah.
So then it's hard to say, like, is Dwayne better than Blessing, right? Because it's like, and also, like you said, it makes sense. Like, they're 6 placings apart.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like kind of like when you did New York, Ian. Like people were saying, well, Max was better, but I'm like, Max was 5th.
Yeah.
So it's like the judges. It wasn't like Dwayne was 4th and Blessing was 3rd, and they mixed it up.
Right.
It's like there's 6 placings in between them for a reason.
That's why I think being there is a different story than looking at pictures.
Yeah, I agree. So then Dorian Haywood rounded out 4th, and then who was 5th? We had that. Is it Campano or I don't know how to say his name?
Carlos Chapa.
Oh, I was totally off.
Campana. It's Italian. Made him Italian.
I thought it was like Campana. Is it Carlos Chapa? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
I
can't find it. Oh wait, no, I can't find it. What's the Instagram handle? Anybody know? CHAPA. That's why I was spelling it like Choppa, like get to the Choppa.
Find him.
CHAPA. Is this guy? No, this isn't. Is this the guy? One second. This guy looked great. Is this the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy took 5th. I think this guy could have been 4th.
Yeah, he was pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe his conditioning was. I mean, his condition looks pretty good there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty balanced physique, man. That's good. That's
a
a
good balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know. Maybe it was a conditioning thing. Paul, what do you think?
I didn't, you know what? To be honest, I didn't see a whole lot of pictures of him. So I can't really comment, to be honest. I had to see some more comparison shots with him.
Yeah.
It looked like in some of those shots, maybe his back, though, may not be as quite up to par as his front, but I could be wrong.
Let me see. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's a dark picture, but.
When you go back to that shot, if you didn't know right there with the tattoos and that look, would you think that's John De La Rosa?
Yeah.
No, John's way thicker.
No, I know, but I'm saying just the tattoos, the bald head, and how he's sitting in the pose is very John De La Rosa.
Yeah.
Obviously, John's better in that shot, but I'm saying it's very, very similar. You know.
Yeah. He's good. He's good. Is this like his first show?
I'm not sure.
Don't know nothing about him.
I've never seen him. Yeah, I've never seen him before. Well, good for you, man. Congratulations. Choppa.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in New York this week too.
Ended up 6th.
Is it Carlos? Congratulations, Carlos. I'm going to follow back.
I think I did see him on the lineup for New York this week.
Yeah.
And then we had Morgan Aste. I called 6th for Morgan.
That's condition.
Morgan is the tough thing with Morgan is this is about as good as it can get, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like he's tapped out muscle wise. Basically, his conditioning was the best in the show by a mile.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's still 6th place. So I mean, obviously, his structural deficiencies are always going to be overpowering the other attributes he's bringing to the table.
So people said we got it all wrong, and I'm like, actually, we didn't. Like, really, just Dwayne
had almost all the right guys in the call out.
Just Dwayne Walker.
Dwayne Walker was the only one because Paul, you had Blessing in 3rd.
Yeah, and Dwayne in 2nd.
And you had Dwayne in 2nd, and I think we all had Dorian Haywood in 4th.
I think I had Muhammad in 4th, but close to that at least. Yeah,
I had Muhammad in the top 5, and then I had
you had Morgan 5th, and I had Morgan 6th. So we're all pretty close. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
One guy we didn't obviously get was Carlos Chapa.
Right.
Yeah, he shocked the world.
Yeah.
And then 212.
It was a good show, man.
That was a good show, but we were all wrong.
I told you, Nathan Epler's good, man. I told you.
I had him on the podcast yesterday.
I know. I was the only one that even knew who he was. I said, I was like, yo, Nathan, be up in the mix.
I'll totally give that one to you, man. He was really good. And the surprising thing is that I don't know if it's Noel or Noel, but I couldn't believe he wasn't in the top 3.
Yeah,
I thought that was a bit. It seemed like the look they went for was the guys that were a little on the smaller side with the nice structure, really good conditioning. You know, like those 3 guys all kind of lined up. The first place guy was obviously a little more heavily muscled.
Yeah. Remember when we were talking, Ian, though? Because when we were first watching it, I'm like, who's the black guy with the dreads?
Yeah.
Remember? Because I was blown away by I'm like, that guy looks fucking great.
He's thick.
And then and he ended up winning. So Tonio, is it Tonio Alberton?
Tonio Burton.
Yeah.
Tonio Burton. Yeah, let's take a look real quick.
Yeah, he looked great.
So there's a little bit of controversy. A lot of people were like, John Jewett won, and a lot of people were like, no, he didn't. And
I was just a little on the flat side. That was it.
These are the top 3. John looks great in photos. I mean,
awesome
and he's definitely the hardest guy on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's like when you look at this photo, you're like, yeah, this guy won.
It's just the thickness and roundness that Tonio had was a little overbearing in some shots, you know.
Yeah. I think if Tonio, the only knock I had on him on stage was if he posed a little better.
Yeah.
Then it would have been. I don't think there would have been any argument.
Yeah.
But I think he's posing in some like in this shot particularly, right? Like he's kind of like making himself look smaller.
Yeah.
So I think that was maybe the biggest difference. But Nathan Epler, fucking shocking, man.
Yeah.
Like
2 young guys there too.
Do you guys think
that was both their pro debuts? Those 2,
right? Yeah.
Did you guys agree with the placings here?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, I mean, you could have flip-flopped really any of those 3, but they were all pretty good, man. Like, I didn't really have any issue. You know, I mean, Nathan and John were very comparable. I see why they went with Antonio, even if maybe I hadn't judged it. This guy obviously got it's weird because, like, some shows he does like he won the show a few years ago.
Yeah.
And then it seems like he doesn't really do well. I mean,
you know what I think it was? Just my opinion on it. Sometimes a lineup can kind of dictate where it's going to go. So if you get a lineup of aesthetic guys and one guy that's, a completely different physique like this, where he's maybe not as aesthetic but more muscular, he kind of gets overlooked a little bit because the other guys are so aesthetic looking. That's the direction that class is going to take now. So maybe that could be what happened here.
The three guys all kind of were similar like that.
Paul, is it possible that is not his detail is lacking compared to?
It looks like from the back there, that last shot you showed me, it looked like he was like a little bit.
Go to the front shots,
but his quads in the front didn't look overly detailed either.
Yeah,
it's his waist too, though, right? I think.
Keep going back one more. Do you find his quads almost like are out of balance? They're like kind of weird looking compared to the rest. And with a lot of these 212 guys, they got these like narrow shoulder frames. So if the quads are blown out, I think it makes it look out of proportion. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, the calves aren't. I don't know how big his calves are, but because of the quad, the calves look small.
That's crazy sweep, though. Eh?
It kind of all looks a little bit off.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick. What was he, fifth?
Fifth or sixth, I think.
Let me take a look at. This is Tonio.
Yeah, beautiful physique.
It's very, very, very complete.
Round-ass delts, man.
Round muscle.
Yeah, but even that most muscular there, like he could definitely hit. His posing is very amateurish.
Yeah, he looks a little raw still.
Yeah, I mean that back double though, crazy muscularity there.
Yeah.
It's not even like he's not even flexing his glutes though. Like like a certain little like same thing with this most muscular. It's almost like he's kind of making himself look smaller a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Front lat spread looks good.
Yeah, front lat spread looks good. Obviously, he needs to get his gyno fixed, but I mean, we're bodybuilders here. I'm not going to hit him too hard on that.
Yeah. You know what? It's weird. His conditioning didn't look this good to me when I first looked at him, but now that I look, he's actually really hard. Like everything's in.
Look at those lats. Like the lat systems are crazy.
He's feathered.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, he's dry and hard.
I want to see if I can find a lineup shot real quick. This is open.
There it is. Right. Yeah.
So, and then we had Balzano. I thought
this guy's glutes were just ridiculous.
Yes, they were.
I thought Balzano was going to win until I think his midsection is the only thing that might be throwing him off a bit.
Yeah, he's a little thick.
Because if you look like just look across these three, right?
Yeah.
You got like vacuum, tiny waist, and then Balzano's a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's kind of thicker everywhere, but I don't know if that's the look they're going for. It's kind of like you said, Paul. Like maybe they're looking for the more aesthetic physique.
Exactly. I think that class just kind of dictated it was going to go that way because the top guys were aesthetically pleasing rather than.
You can see the discrepancy between these guys and their level of detail and hardness compared to Noel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Noel, like you look at it first glance, you're like, okay, in his side chest with his crazy legs, the muscularity condition was good and his glutes are in, but. The glutes are in, but it's like, okay, then he's lacking some fine details. The skin looks a little thicker, especially you can see on the abs and thighs. It's not super hard dry. Where all of these guys, I mean, we're in crazy shape, good detail, good sharpness, right? Like
dry. Funny, these guys are all dry.
Funny, Tonio's physique actually is very big, but when he's standing by himself, it doesn't look as big as when he's standing next to other people.
Yeah.
He makes himself narrow, Some of his front shots.
That's what I was saying. Like when he's by himself, his posing makes him look smaller. But when you see him next to these guys, you can see the level of muscularity.
Like in that shot, he's making himself narrow. He's crunching his shoulders forward, but in his front lat spread, he's not doing that. He looked wide.
Yeah. Well, you can see for those people who don't compete and don't know, posing, you can see here, Tonio's got, like Paul said, he's crunching his shoulders inward. And if you look at John Jewett's shoulders are spread as far apart as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And same with Nathan.
He's covering more surface area.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, John's level of detail is so hard to ignore though.
But you can see, like, even in this shot, you can see through the chest, he's a little flatter than the other guys. You can see in the back, his pop wasn't quite the same, I see where the decision came from. Obviously he was in crazy good condition, but all these guys were in really good condition.
Yeah.
I mean, even fourth place below, Brian Balzano, like his glutes were fucking like walnuts,
like that right there. Yeah.
Look, every single one of them, even look at Nathan Epler. Like you don't look at that and you're like, John doesn't jump out as the best condition there.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's flatness on John.
It's flatness. Yeah.
This looks like Olympia level conditioning.
All of them.
Like they're all peeled.
Yeah. All of them are in Olympia level conditioning. Yeah.
If John was fuller, he probably would have looked harder.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's what I think is going to happen, and we'll cover it when we get to the New York. But that's what I think is going to happen this week.
Brian Balzano, this is just like a genetic thing with his glutes, right? Like that kind of.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like a Flex Lewis thing, Flex has got that shit.
I had my glutes look like that one show, and they've never looked like that again. No matter how, even if I've been leaner than that one show.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think John Jewett's situation, and I thought this might happen because he was ready so early.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I mean, no, because I mean, you could eat into the show and maintain a good level of fullness, but
yeah, but you know how we are, man. Maybe he's like, I'm not shredded enough.
Okay, look at this. This was 2013, the first show I did, like when I came back.
1 second, I gotta share. Stop the share. Let's see. Move it forward more. Yeah, okay. I can kind of see the detail. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can't see.
You can see it.
Glutes are hard there.
Way better on my phone though. Like there. Look.
Yeah, I can see it.
Wait a minute, Ian. I think I can make host.
Well, this is on my phone, but
I know. I think you can still share your phone.
how?
Hit the bottom green button that says share screen. I mean, is it really that important? You had shredded glutes. We get it.
Yeah, I just wanted to show it up.
Maybe almost throw up for what?
Ian's the best. We're looking at like other bodybuilders. He's like, yeah, but my glutes too.
Like, why could I never because if it's a genetic thing, why can't I get mine like this again? You know?
I don't know. I think the more muscle, but me and Paul talked about that before. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at my glutes there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Did you see
you
my
never been
glutes?
able to get that again?
Have you seen my glutes?
Yeah.
What was I going to say? No, me and Paul have talked about this before. Sometimes when you get guys that are bigger than they're supposed to be, I know that's a weird statement, but
yeah,
it's almost like the muscle starts to bury the separation a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you get too big, it starts to merge the lines.
You lose detail. In my example of that is Rolly at times.
Well, look at Rami. Rami's a good example.
Rami too. Yeah, you lose that crisp detail.
His legs are so big that you don't get that really deep center lines in your quad, right?
Like the skinless look.
The rectus femoris.
Yeah, like this was the Olympia where like obviously I'm like 0% body fat, but I mean
turn it sideways or something. Go on an angle. Yeah, they're hard, but they're not striated.
No, they were that last
the striation. The striations aren't as deep. They're there, but they're not as deep.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just adding muscle, right? Like the more muscle you add, maybe you start to lose that a bit.
Lose some crisp. Yeah, you see that a lot in delts, particularly. I think.
Well, I think that's probably from shooting them, though.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems like delts seem to lose a lot of detail over time on guys.
Yeah, but I think it's most guys shoot their delts, so scar tissue starts to build up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense too.
No, but I think even when you're smaller, I mean, it just stands to reason.
Yeah.
When you're smaller, you just have way more detail.
For sure. Yeah.
I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah. The bigger a guy gets, the more that detail starts to go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of the craziest details on these natural guys, you'll see at a natural show.
Yeah. You know, like I had Doug Miller on the podcast.
I was gonna say
I was looking at Doug Miller's back and shoulders and shit, and the lines are just
the separations.
Are
so clean.
Okay, so that's Indy. Wrap that up. New York coming up. I got a lineup here. Let me see. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Wait a minute. Can I not share my screen now because I let Ian share a screen? Fuck. Let me see. Wait.
You got to take me off that.
Oh, you got to take you off that. Wait, reclaim host. Yes. Okay. I reclaim my spot.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see here. What am I doing? Share screen mirroring. There we go. This could be dangerous.
Could show something you don't want to show.
All right. So that's the open men's list. Can you guys see that or no?
Yeah, this is for this weekend. Can you make it a little bit bigger, Fouad? It's a little bit hard to see.
I don't think I can.
No, I can see it.
I'll just read them to you. Okay. So we got Morgan Aste, Blessing, Camilo Diaz, Muhammad, Roy Evans.
By the way, his name is actually Muhammad. It's not Muhammad.
Oh, so you don't pronounce the K?
Well, at least it's silent. It's a silent K, Fouad.
I don't even think there's supposed to be a K in it. I think it's a derp, you know?
Okay. Well, at least I didn't call him Cucklo. So we have Roy Evans, Dorian Haywood, Hassan, I didn't know On Win was doing it too.
Yeah.
Justin Rodriguez, Sean Smith, and Nicholas Walker.
Okay, do we know if Sean's actually competing this weekend or?
Yeah, what happened to him last week?
I don't know if Sean's competing this weekend.
Got sick last weekend. I'll check his Instagram.
He got sick, yeah.
So
no Dwayne Walker.
Let's start with the first one, Morgan Aste. Where do we have him?
We gotta start at the beginning or it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Winning. Justin or Nick?
Justin.
Why do you always want to correct the way I want to start? If I start with the numbers,
you're like 4th, 2nd, 9th. Like,
yeah, but if I start with the numbers, you say start with winning. If I say start with the placings, you say let's start with the numbers. What the fuck, Ian?
I never say start with the numbers. I always got to start with first place and work down.
You did that last week. I'm going to bring up the recording. Last week you were like, okay, all right, fine. So first place, what are we calling first place out of these 11 guys? First of all, can we just say it's not as big a New York lineup as it usually is?
No, yeah, it's a pretty small lineup.
I feel like a couple late entries too, though.
I feel like it's usually deeper than this.
Late entries, no, Wednesday. Today be the deadline. I don't think.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Who are we calling first out of this lineup?
Oh, fuck, man.
I got to go Justin.
Based on how Justin looked last week, he's going to be very tough to beat. I'm going to go.
Yeah. And I think he was planning for this week being his peak. I think he just chose to do last week the last minute. So I think he's going to look better this week.
So you guys think Justin's going to beat Nick and Hassan?
I want Nick to win, but
I think Nick will be second. I think Hassan will be third.
Agreed.
I think Nick's going to be first.
Man, I'd love to see that. Yeah,
I'd love to see it too.
No, don't ride the fence, fuckers. You guys pick your first place.
I'm going Justin.
Man, it's tough because here. When you break it down, and I'm not going to do like this post for post because I know that's not necessarily how it works, but if Justin is even in a little bit better condition than last week, he's got as muscle in spades, he's better in some shots that Nick isn't super strong, like the front shots. And he's really good from the back. He's really good from the side. He's full, he's conditioned. I mean, Nick is going to be harder, grainier looking. I'll give him that. In certain shots, like, he's going to have a little more thickness and muscularity. But when I compare it as like a whole, I'm just like, what does Nick beat Justin on? And I'm like, okay, what is the thing that Nick has that is like, shut the door on Justin? And it's hard for me to put that. Where Justin, I can put that on Nick, but I can't quite put that on Nick.
So what is the shut the door thing that Justin has? His overall muscularity and width?
And I think his just overall structure, he's very wide in the shoulders. He's got very good structure. His taper is really nice. He's very good in the back shots. Look, Nick from the lower half is certainly better. Better quads, better hamstrings. But I think the overall flow of the physique, combined with that fullness that he has, like the guy looks like he's going to explode in that show. He's so full to the delts, chest, like everything is so good. It's tough for me to see that, like being beat, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. So that's your reasoning for Justin. Paul, what do you think?
I agree with Ian. I do think though, like, even though I said earlier that Justin, I think was peaking for this week, so I expect him to be a little bit better. He also just got his qualification for Olympia though. So that may also make him, come in not as hard as
I'll disagree with you there because I think New York as a title means a lot more to him than the Olympia qualification.
He's from New York too, isn't he? Or is he? Okay, so yeah.
But give us your assessment, Paul. Give us without all the physique.
Okay. I'm gonna. Sorry, Nick, but I'm gonna go Justin first. I do want Nick to win, but I'm going to go Justin first. Nick second. I think Nick is going to
No, don't give me placings. Why? Tell me why you think Justin's going to beat Nick.
For the same, it's structure for me, the width. Okay. I think the width is going to, for the front poses, I think it's going to be too much for Nick with that shoulder width that Justin has. From the side, I think Nick can hang with him. From the back, I don't know. I want to see what Nick's back looks like this show that other year training behind it. I think he made improvements for sure. Obviously Nick's got a great team behind him and he's very methodical about his approach. So I think he did the right things in the off season. I just don't know if he has enough time yet to beat a guy like Justin yet at this point.
I'm going to go with Nick because I think his overall conditioning is going to be way better.
Way better?
Way better. I think his conditioning is going to be a lot better. And I think his muscularity will help him get through. I think his thickness in his shoulders, thickness in his legs, arm size, I think his back is better. I think structurally Justin is better, but I think Nick will be better balanced because Justin's shoulders are so wide, his legs always look like they're a little bit down in size. Mm-hmm. And I think because Nick has corrected his posing, his stomach won't look so out of place.
Yeah.
His stomach was never distended, but his stomach always looked like it took up 2/3 of his physique.
Yeah.
Because he would stretch it out. He would stretch it out on a front double, stretch it out on a lat spread, and it looked like it took up his whole body. Now he's changed his posing. I think he's going to look much more balanced on stage. And I think that balance is going to carry him over Nick when you add the density of his muscle and the conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
fair
I'm
enough.
gonna-
I mean,
so-
it's tough to pick between the two. I mean, it's it's one that you want to ride the fence on, because
Right.
yeah.
I want to ride the fence because I could make that same case saying that about Nick. I agree with you on every point you just said. I'm like, yeah, okay, Nick could win,
Yeah.
Like there's not really any. I'm just basing it down to like, I don't think he can be in that much. Look, I've seen some pictures of Nick, that haven't been on Instagram. And
I know he's sending them in me too. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Does he look crazy?
His conditioning is
Does he?
sure.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. His conditioning is going to be the best of anyone there. I won't dispute that.
I've never seen so many guys, like a guy's ass, so many times. I just keep getting bare ass photos from Nick.
Yeah. I mean, when I see those shots, I'm like, there's no way anyone's going to be harder in the show. But it's tough, man. Justin structurally is very overbearing. He's very tough to stand next to. I think Nick being 2-3 inches shorter, a little narrow in the shoulders, he'll lose a lot of appearance of size that he may have staying next to someone like Justin,
I remember the New York that you won last year.
Yeah.
And I agree with you on those points because Justin just looked so wide.
Yeah.
It was like he overpowered a lot of people that maybe had been thicker than he was.
Yeah.
But his width was just so overbearing.
Yeah.
But I really think because of the way Nick has changed his posing, he's going to look more balanced and it's going to draw more eyes to him.
And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Because the biggest negative that I saw with Nick last year was his stomach just took up too much fucking area. The way he posed made his legs look shorter.
Yeah.
And his lats look higher.
Yeah.
And it was all just surface area of stomach. And I'm like, now that he's corrected that, it looks more like a traditional bodybuilder. He's got more of an X frame.
Right.
And I think even though Justin will be wider, I think because he's going to be thicker with an X frame, it might be enough to win.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of what I'm looking forward to seeing from Nick. Not just the changes in his physique, but how he presents his physique this year. I think he's got a great team behind him, and he's a smart guy too. He's a student of the game. I think he learned from last year a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he applied that.
So, are we saying Justin and Nick are going to be first and second?
Yes.
Okay, so then where do we put? Are we all going to agree that Hassan is potentially third?
Yes.
Is there anybody that can beat Hassan?
Hassan and Muhammad, I think, will be close.
Muhammad, oh yeah, I forgot he's in it too.
Can I tell you what's really fucking funny? I think Muhammad and Hassan have the same dynamic that Nick and Justin have. Exactly. I think Muhammad will be wider.
The second version of that.
Yeah, he'll be wider and more imposing, but I think Hassan will be thicker and fucking denser. And I think that's going to be the difference. And the thing is, the crazy thing is, if they go with Justin, does that mean they go with Muhammad too?
Right. Because they might go along that line.
It would dictate that way,
yeah, it could for sure. Especially Muhammad's a little bit sharper than last week.
I'm gonna say I'm a little concerned with Hassan's conditioning in the last posing video he did with Flex Wheeler.
I agree. I'm more concerned with his separation than his conditioning, but yes,
I feel like because even in the videos, his wife said something about his glutes and how they're the last to come in, but sometimes they're stubborn, and I'm like, well, Muhammad's going to be in shape.
Yeah,
for sure.
Already in shape. Yeah.
So, but is On Win going to surprise anybody? Because I love On's physique.
Me too. When he's on,
On's good. He can be good.
Yeah.
I've never really seen him on like Nicholas Walker shredded.
No, not to that degree. No, definitely not. But when he's at his best though, and we haven't seen his ultimate best yet, he can be dangerous.
Okay, so who are we?
I think there's a strong fifth.
Let me go back to the list real quick. Who are we saying? Who do we have third in this list? Let's pick a definite third.
Hassan.
Well, I thought you said Muhammad, Paul.
Or I'm sorry, I meant
Muhammad's right here. Muhammad Al Imam.
Oh, right, yes. No, I'm gonna go Hassan third, and then Muhammad.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do the flip flop. I'm gonna do
Muhammad,
Justin, Nick, Muhammad, Hassan, On.
Okay.
Is there anybody? Wait a minute.
Rounding out that first call.
Wait a minute. This is fucked up. So, okay, let's go back to third place. Is Sean Smith, On Win, Blessing have a chance for third place?
A chance?
No.
Well, everybody has a chance, but is there?
Right.
Are they potentially going to be third? Any of those three?
Not in my opinion.
No.
Okay, so Sean, what about? Okay, so you guys have Paul. You have Muhammad third, Hassan fourth.
No.
Opposite.
He's Hassan third, Muhammad fourth. I'm Muhammad
yeah.
third.
What I think is going to happen is Hassan and Nick are going to battle it out for second. Really? With Justin being, that's what I think is going to happen. And then I think Muhammad's going to be fourth. Justin's going to be first.
I don't want to play this card, but I just have to say, it's not what you think. Do you think there's any chance that if they're very close, because Justin already has a qualification, they could not give it to him, or they'll never do that, eh?
That could definitely happen. I mean, I hope not. Like, I hope the best man wins.
I'm going to say something really, really shitty right now, and fucking please forgive me, IFBB, but I feel like if money was involved, maybe. I don't.
Because it's more guys at the Olympia. I mean, and Nick's close. Nick's a big name. You want him at the Olympia. Justin's already got his. But I mean, you also Justin's a New York guy. You don't want to take away a title that means a lot to someone like that, you know?
This is Steve's show, probably.
Let me put it this way. Nobody on that list has a huge sponsor.
No.
So I don't think anybody's going to get any favoritism.
No. Yeah. And isn't Steve Weinberg the head judge in New York, probably?
I think Tyler's probably going to be head judge.
Okay.
I honestly don't give a shit. I don't think they give a shit about who's already got a placing, because you know what? Because you know what? No, I know. I just think it's early in the season, and they'll just be like, well, Nick will go do another show.
Right. There's tons more shows coming up.
I just said it because I know people in the comments will say something about that. Be like, well, Justin already won a show. Like, you're going to get, you know.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm weary of putting. This is tough.
It is tough. And you still got Blessing, too.
I'm gonna say Hassan is third. On Win is fourth.
Yeah? Look at you.
I like On Win's physique a lot. I like
On Muhammad, eh?
Well, if On Win's in shape, I think he kills Muhammad.
Well, if he's in shape.
Yeah. So I'm banking on him being in shape. So On Win fourth. I mean, fuck, if On Win's in shape, he could beat Hassan.
Yeah, he could potentially be top three, for sure.
I'm gonna say On Win fourth, and then I'm gonna say Muhammad fifth.
Okay.
Blessing sixth. That's my.
Me and Ian didn't do our fifth, sixth yet.
I know. I just went ahead of you guys.
Okay.
So what do you guys have for fifth and sixth?
Sorry, who'd you have fifth, sixth, Fouad?
I have Muhammad fifth, Blessing sixth.
Okay.
What do you have, Paul?
Fifth and sixth?
Yeah.
Fifth, I got on Win. And sixth, I'm gonna go out on a limb, Sean Smith. If he's there.
So you're saying Blessing will be in the top six?
I think Sean Smith beats him if he's there. I'm just going on a win here. I think Sean Smith is going to present something different this year.
Sean Smith has a lot of muscle
here too, though, right?
Sorry,
Dorian is here too, so maybe he could be a little better and sneak up there. I'm going to go Justin, Nick, Muhammad, Hassan, on Blessing.
So you have Dorian Haywood in seventh then?
Yeah, I have him in seventh with like Roy Evans, Morgan Asti, Sean Smith. Yeah. I think those guys are all pretty close. I think Morgan, Roy Evans, Sean Smith, Dorian, I think they're all pretty close.
They're going to do a top call out, the first call out, and it's going to be Nick, Justin, On, Hassan, and Muhammad.
Yes.
It'll be those five guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it's up to those guys from that point on. But I think I'm right and you guys are wrong.
I said the same guys as you in the top five.
Are we put any money on this?
What's that, Ian?
I said the same guys as you in the top five.
I know, but I think my order is right.
Oh, okay.
Why, are we going to put money?
Right. I want Nick to win. So, I mean, I like Justin too. I look, these are both my boys, but obviously, I'm supporting Nick and I would like to see Nick win. I'm just trying to be as impartial as possible to get my critical opinion.
Well, I also think it'd be nice for Nick to win also because of what Paul said. Justin's already got his qualification. So it'd be cool to see them battle it out on the Olympia stage too.
For sure.
Paul, is that your final pick? What do you want to bet on it? You guys want to bet?
Sure.
I bet James $100 on the 212 last week. He owes me $100.
What did he say?
He said Caucasian dry would beat African shape.
I said John Jewett.
Okay, but that guy wasn't really African shape. He was dry with muscle. Yeah.
So James goes, let's bet on the 212. He goes, I got John Jewett. He goes, I got two words for you, Caucasian dry. And I said, I got two for you. I said, African shape is going to fucking win. So African shape won. So
yeah, $100.
100 pounds. That's like fucking $500.
Oh, it's like $200 Canadian, isn't it?
It's funny too because Tonio probably had the worst shape of those three.
I had to call it something.
And Nathan both had nicer shape than Tonio.
I had
heavily muscled and in good condition.
I don't think so. I think he just presents himself poorly.
I agree.
Obviously, making it worse. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what we're gonna bet this week. Paul, you got to shave your fucking head.
No. How about I keep my hair and I'll whoever.
You still owe me. You still owe me a head shave.
I can grow a beard. It looks like shit, but I can grow one.
No, he's got to grow a mustache, just a nice bristly mustache,
like a handlebars.
No, just
the top.
Dad, 1998 mustache. You know.
Okay, like a Tom Selleck.
So, but what's the bet? Okay. What are we betting on? What are we betting on? First place?
Well, we all took Justin.
Closest to
I picked Nick.
Why don't we do a point system?
Yeah, we'll do a point system.
Yeah. So if you get first right, you get.
Yeah.
Well, I should write these down then, so we don't.
Yeah, let's make some ground rules here.
No, I mean I should write down the placing so I don't forget.
Oh yeah. Okay, we can change it now, right? Because it's becoming official now.
So Ian has Justin.
Yep.
Nick.
Yep.
Who's third?
Mohammed. Hassan. On.
That's your top five.
That's my top five.
Okay, Paul. Who do you got? You got
Justin.
Nick.
Hassan. Mohammed. On.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Top five.
Just top five. Okay.
Me and them are only one apart, so it'll be close with me and Paul.
So what we should do is, if your first is right, you get 1 point. The lowest number wins.
Let me write mine, and we'll just man. I got.
Oh, you're in this too, Fouad?
You know what? I think you have enough, Paul. See you later, Paul. Nick, Justin, Hassan, On, and Mohammed.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's actually very different than you guys.
Yeah.
Are we going to do 212 too?
We just flip-flop Mohammed and Hassan, me and Paul.
Yeah. You guys want to do 212 too?
Oh, we should talk about the 212, yeah. But let's okay. What's the point system here? I don't get what you want to do.
Lowest score wins.
Yeah. So if you get first right, you get 1 point.
1 point for first.
2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
All right. Low score wins.
It's on.
And what's the bet though? You still haven't paid up for your last bet, you fuck.
Well, I'm still negotiating whether or not I can change that.
No, you're negotiating. I'm not negotiating.
How about dinner? The guy who got the lowest score, the other two got to send him dinner.
Skip the dinner. You got to skip the. You got to Uber Eats. He's dieting. He's dieting. Though.
Oh, are you, Ian? Oh,
no. I don't like that anyway. You got to shave your eyebrows.
My eyebrows.
Yeah.
No, Fouad, I got a job.
That's big.
And your head. You got to shave both.
No. I'll shave my head, but I won't shave my eyebrows.
I don't want to make a bet with you. You didn't pay up for the last one.
Okay. Well, it's getting warmer now. I'll shave my head now.
I
was worried about white walls.
Remember when I lost the bet? You had to slap me. You slapped me like the week after.
Yeah,
and when Ian lost the bet to me, he paid up like the day after.
I know. I did not pay up yet. I just haven't paid up.
You're putting it off till we.
Yeah. I'll do it. Fuck. You guys aren't as old as me. It's not the shit ain't gonna grow back.
Yeah, but your shit's fucking looks bald anyway. You might as well just get rid
great, Fouad. I've been growing this for a while. I got a thing going here.
Let me see. Show us the top of your head.
See, I got
go bend all the way over. Bend all the way. No, go like this. Like
he's doing good.
I got a sore neck. I can't get it down that
lower now. Okay, what do you guys want to bet? You got to grow a mustache.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you guys got to grow? For what you got to grow your hair out. I want you to grow your hair out. I want to see. Yes, for 6 weeks. You can't get a haircut.
6 weeks? I'm gonna have a fucking big island.
Okay, 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, no haircut.
All right, then Ian, you gotta have a mustache.
Okay, I'll do a
mustache. Okay.
So we got 2 mustaches, and I got to grow my hair out.
And am I doing a mustache or am I shaving my head?
Yeah,
no, you already got to shave your head. This is in addition to your.
So I'm gonna have a mustache and a shaved head.
Oh yeah. So if you lose, you're gonna.
I'm not. You don't get. You don't get.
Shit, we really hope he's right.
You don't get to. You don't get to renege on your old bet. You have to pay up.
I'm gonna look like a pedophile with a mustache and a shaved head.
Sucks. You should win more bets.
Yeah, I'd be careful what I bet next time.
Yeah. Okay, so me and Paul got mustaches, and Fouad's growing his hair.
All right.
Yeah.
212. It's the same lineup as last week, isn't it?
I don't know. Pull it up.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think I do have it. 1 second.
Probably just next slide on that same thing.
No, it's Buys and Tries sent it to me. Thank you very much, Buys and Tries, for hooking us up.
There's a live feed this weekend too, I take it.
Yeah.
Are we going to watch it this time?
I'll do it.
If we can get on.
What's the times?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's go over this. So, all right. So we got our lineup here.
Yeah, very similar.
What do you want to do, Ian? Do you want to start with number or victor or winner?
First place.
Okay, good. So I don't want to say the opposite and then have you change it on me. Okay, first place.
Yeah.
Who do we have first place?
I'm going to go John on this one.
I think John will correct his mistakes too.
I think John's a very fast learner, very smart guy. I think he knows exactly what he did wrong, and he'll be better this week.
I wonder if John's back looked a little thin. I wonder if that was the deciding factor.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can correct that in a week, if it was the deciding factor.
If he was on the flat side, you put some food and water back in. You look quite good.
Yeah. So who is his biggest competition on that list?
Well, based off last week, Nathan.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we think Nathan can beat him again, or we think John's going to jump ahead?
I think John's going to jump ahead.
I think so too.
There's some other guys here that are really good, and if they get better, like Derek Oslin, for example, if Derek gets harder, he could fucking win too.
Where did he finish last week?
I don't think he was hard enough last week. I think he finished out.
No, I know.
I don't think 1 week is enough time to get off the body fat he needs to get off.
I think that same problem is going to be for Noel and Samir.
Yeah, Samir looked like he needed a little bit more too. Who's Justin Randall? Am I forgetting who that is?
Yeah, he was good. He's on the smaller side, like structurally, he's a short guy.
I saw some pictures.
But he's really, really, really thick, but he's shorter.
Thick in good condition, but he's 5 foot. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Okay, so let's do 212. Ian.
I don't know all these guys. Do we know who Oswald?
I don't either. Let's do top three here.
Let me see if
let's do top three here, Fouad.
Wait a minute. Let me see.
Stella, I recognize that name too. Devon Bartley. I don't want to leave anyone out here.
I don't know, when I type in Instagram, this guy comes up every time first.
Really?
I don't know why. I have no idea why. Oswaldo. Oh no, it says Swallow. No, other way around. Oswaldo. What's his last name?
Gonzalez. That's him. Yeah, that's him. Second one on the list.
This one right here. All right, Oswaldo looks pretty good.
Yeah,
not
good shot
there, but
Gaspari athlete.
I don't think he's going to be thick enough.
Yeah, he looks closer to like a classic guy. I hate saying that. That's almost
yeah. Like maybe that's where he's.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be. I mean, you can't really tell until you're standing next to other people, but
yeah.
Okay, I looked up Devon Bartley. I don't think he did Indy last week, and he was 13th out of 15. So I don't think he's a front runner here.
Okay.
Who else did we have on there that we didn't recognize?
Devon Bartley, Peter Costella.
Peter Costella.
I think we looked at him last week.
Did we?
Yeah, he's from Hong Kong or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that's Peter.
Oh, yeah.
That's Molnar. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be in the mix here, I don't think.
Let me see. You should bring him up anyway. Peter Costella.
He's got some good shots, and his arms are pretty good. I mean, he's got some good parts. But
what's his?
First one, Fouad.
Okay.
Go down. There's stage shots below. There, left side. There.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be in the top 5.
No.
Yeah.
It looks tall.
Yeah.
Is it me, or does he look like he's too tall for 212?
Could just be legs, like long legs.
Yeah, he's good, but I don't think he's going to be up to par with John Jewett and
agreed. Yeah.
Nathan.
Agreed.
Okay, so then who else do we have here? Nathan Epler, Oswaldo, John Jewett. Who's Sahar Kazez?
No.
Sahar. There it is.
Indy too.
It's
literally the same lineup as last week. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, he looks okay there.
He's too thin though.
Yeah, the legs for the quads. Yeah, definitely. Back to.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we have John first, Nathan second,
John,
Noel third,
Nathan,
Derek Oslin fourth, Justin Randall fifth, Samir Trudy sixth.
Noel third. Who's fourth?
Derek Oslin.
Oslin.
Actually, no. I'm going to put Justin Randall over Derek Oslin. Then Derek, then Samir.
Randall, Oslin, Samir. Paul?
Well,
John Jewett.
But yeah.
I'm going to go John Jewett.
John.
Then Nathan. Yep. Then Nathan Epler.
Nathan.
Yep. Third, I'm going to go. Excuse me. I'm going to go Derek Oslin too. Fourth, though, I'm going to go with Noel Adami. I think he's going to be a sharper this week. And then fifth, I'm going to go with Samir. I think Samir is going to be sharper too.
Okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to just to be different. I'm going to go Nathan, John, Noel, Soslin, Samir.
Just to make sure, you had me as Justin Randall in fourth, right?
Yes.
And who in third? Noel.
Noel.
Okay. And fifth?
Oslin.
Okay, good. Yep.
Okay, there are picks. They're in.
Yep.
Can't change them now.
Sign
There's a lot
seal.
of.
You're gonna fucking look shitty with a bald head and a mustache, Paul.
I'm gonna look fucking.
You're literally gonna look like the emoji on your phone.
Maybe he's going to look amazing, and this will be like a breakthrough for him. You know?
Yeah, I seriously doubt that, but yeah, it's not going to be a good look on me. My red skin and a bald head and a mustache.
You guys want to answer a couple questions before we go, just to wrap up the day?
Sure.
Ian, do you got to go or you got time?
No, I'm good. I'll give you a couple.
All right, let's do it. Okay. What do we have here? We got new shirts coming out this week.
Yeah.
We have bodybuilding and bollocks bro chat, and they're all limited edition. You guys are. I'm going to send you guys all one.
Nice.
And there's a really special one that I think our fans are going to love.
You have some pics of these?
Yeah. I don't want to. It's going to be a really good surprise.
Okay.
Any hints?
Huh?
Any hints?
Oh, hints give it away. Don't give hints.
Okay.
I don't want to give any. No, I don't.
Figure it out.
I'm like a child on Christmas.
It's going to be. I think it'll be good. I think people are going to like them. Okay. Let's do a rate your physique. We haven't done one of those in a while. And I like this guy. He's got a lot of potential. Batty. I think it's Batty Farrell. You guys know who that is?
Maybe.
No.
You probably do if you see. He's strong as fuck.
I'm terrible with names. So.
Let's see. Where is he? There he is. Okay. Rate your physique. Don't be pissed off if it's a 6. Okay, well, his squats are good, though. I mean, he's got fucking, like, what, 6 plates there?
Shit.
It's a good squat.
Pretty good, too, yeah.
He's got that Ronnie Coleman form. Just the bottom half shit.
Very Ronnie Coleman, yeah. Just fucking giver, you know?
That's
I wonder if it's, like, more ass when you do that.
He does 10 reps.
It looks like it.
That's a lot of fucking weight. He's a tall guy, too. He doesn't look like he can squat 6 plates like that.
Yeah.
This is just like
a big dude.
Look at his writing, 6 plates for a pretty easy set of 10.
Wow. It's impressive.
It's great. Okay, let's look at a physique shot here. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. The waist.
I told you guys. Yeah. I don't know if he's a pro yet or he's going to be a pro. I think he's a pro already. Let me check.
He said he was 24 in that picture.
No, I don't think he's
a pro yet.
Okay.
Where's he from?
24 years old here.
I was a super heavy. He was 24 years old here. So that's a throwback, too. What's he looking like now?
Let's find out. I don't know. What's he doing here? Deadlifting?
There's a good shot.
1, 2,
the shot below looks very
5, 6, 6.5.
Let's see how easy this is.
7 sets of deadlifts he did?
Yeah, well, but he probably worked up to that. He probably worked up to that.
Those look pretty easy, too.
That's
7 sets is in like those are warm-up sets, most of those?
I think he probably was doing 6 to 8 and then building up to this weight. That's what I would.
7 plates,
I would assume.
7 sets.
No, I'm just saying that's how I would write it. If I wrote 7 sets, they all wouldn't be with 6.5 plates.
Yeah, including your warm-ups.
6 to 8 reps, like that's crazy.
Fuck.
I do like fucking 1 working set when I do deadlifts.
Yeah, he's strong.
He's a big dude.
Okay, so this is more recent.
It's very Brandon Curry looking, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at those lats, for the front. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's very thin though. He's got his great,
and the quads a little bit.
His conditioning obviously needs to be worked on, but
definitely, yeah.
Look, there's a ton of potential here. I mean,
it's
tons.
great. It's great structure, but
you
can see
last year.
You can see even when we're looking at the squatting videos, he's tall, so he has a
right. Look at that shot, Fouad.
It's more his arms need to work. Need work, and I'm not sure
his
if they
arms.
can. I'm not sure if they can change. That looks like it might be
just an insertion thing.
Structural issue.
The arms and the quads.
Genetic issue.
Get out the SEOs, boys.
Yeah.
A small waist for a big guy, though.
Oh, that looks nice. I like how he does this. That looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be hitting that.
Man, I would go to Classic if I was him.
Yeah. What's he weigh?
He's 260.
In that pick, man.
He's 260. Yeah. 260.
In that pick, he's 260.
I'm not saying he's can make the cut weight wise. He obviously can't, but
yeah,
his physique.
Before anyone asks, no, I can't make the weight for Classic.
Oh, that what he says on there?
But his physique does look more classic.
Yeah,
kind of. He's got the thinner legs, thinner arms, really like small waist. Like
I'd be interested to know his height because, like, if he's a big boy, man.
His legs look better there.
They look good there, yeah.
Now you
really
can
dialed him away.
Someone else, you can really see how big he is.
This is 23 weeks ago.
Back, Jesus.
Yeah, his lats are crazy. Yeah,
for sure.
I think if he could,
are definitely a weak point. Chest is good. Waist is nice. I mean,
yeah.
Really
any back shots, Fouad? Do you have any back shots?
1 sec.
His arms look good there.
No, there's too many holes, man.
His big biceps. It's his triceps there.
No, like this is. No, there's definitely needs to fill this in, man.
The biceps need work, but
I know I'm being hard on him, but he's got a great physique, so I'm just like,
we can be hard on, but like that's a big boy.
He looks thick there. Jeez.
Let me see. Here's something. Let's see this video. Oh, it's so fucking small. Wait, I can blow it up.
Whoa, there we go.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when this was. It's too thin.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very pretty physique, but it's too thin.
If he could hold that frame.
This is what muscle contest. I wonder what year this is. Let me see. Itching to get back on stage. I don't know when this is. Okay, I think we've seen enough to judge. Let's see what's in the stories. Some chick squatting. There he is. He's a big guy. He's a fucking big. He's a big guy, but it's like he's big structurally. I don't know if he's like dense enough.
Yeah. Well,
certain small parts he has that, like the bicep stuff, that are hurting him a bit. You know.
Okay, so we'll go by this photo because I think this looks like it's Flashback Friday from last year. Fuck, I don't know when his most recent photo is. What's this? Throwback Thursday prep file. I don't know where his most recent shit is. So we're just gonna have to go by. We're gonna have to go by this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, on this, I'll give him 8-1.
Huh.
On the amateur scale, of course.
Yeah.
On an amateur scale, I'm gonna go 7-4. I feel like there's too many. It's hard to look. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Is a very pretty physique and is structurally very nice, but there's too many weaknesses for a traditional bodybuilder to step on stage with other open guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's other guys that are going to walk on stage with similar shape, maybe not as pretty, but they're going to have bigger legs or bigger arms or
biceps,
and then you're going to get kind of beat on the limbs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how this is a Flashback Friday from last year, so I don't know how much better he is now, but judging by this only, I'm going to go like 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit lower than that. I think the potential is enormous, but I think
I'm judging bonus for the potential. Yeah,
but judging on what he looks like right there, I'm going to go like a 7.2.
Yeah. Okay. Ian, a nice guy. That's that's fucking shocking.
Ian likes the big guys.
Ian's trying to reform his reputation.
Oh, okay. Overcompensating now.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show to watch? What's something you guys like to watch that you wouldn't want to tell anybody that you watch?
Oh, I got one, but I'm not afraid to say it. I love Jeopardy.
Well, that's not a guilty pleasure then, isn't it?
Okay.
I'm obsessed with shows like America's Got Talent, The Voice.
Yeah, I love America's Got Talent.
The Voice, those kind of shows. I love those.
I don't like the singing ones. I like America's Got Talent though.
I like the
those
singing.
are better.
Yeah.
I hate the singing ones.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say that though. I think I used to watch Oprah all the time. That one was
yeah, you did. You're a big Oprah fan.
Well, obviously the worst is, but I don't watch this on my own accord. But I watch The Bachelor every time Melissa watches it. I've seen
it. So bad. That's way worse than Oprah. I hate that show.
See, I wouldn't go. You would go watch Oprah on your own. I've never watched The Bachelor without Melissa. But like, she watched certain shows, like she watched like Real Housewives. I'll never watch that, you know. But if she watches The Bachelor or Bachelorette, I could get into it and follow the season, know the characters.
Yeah, you get a pass. You get a pass because you've tied it to the wife. I do watch Oprah by myself.
And I like those shows like the MTV, like the Challenge and stuff. I watch those.
Yeah. Do you guys ever watch 90 Day Fiance with your wives?
I saw it a season.
That's a Tony one though. Yeah.
No, I
loves that show.
Dude, I got into a season of that. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is. But it does get a little tiring though.
Well, I tried to watch the next season. I'm like, it's like the first season. So then I couldn't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Cast an action thriller movie with the guys on the podcast right now. Who dies first? Who sacrifices themselves for the group but shows up alive at the end?
James.
Who's fucked up in the first place, and who saves the day? So who dies first in an action?
Probably
I think Paul dies first.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Okay, so Paul dies first.
Yeah.
Who sacrifices themselves for the group but shows up alive at the end?
James.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah,
James got that like hero, like, you know.
Yeah,
like Braveheart. He's like Braveheart.
Like,
who's
for the team, you know?
Who's fucked up in the first place? I'm going to say Nick.
Nick, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And then who saves the day? I can see Ian. Ian saves the day.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah. All right. Your go-to pre-workout meal when on prep. What is it, Ian? You're in prep right now.
Fish and rice.
Fish and rice. What kind of fish? Like pollock or cod or haddock? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. When starting bodybuilding, did you decide the mentality you wanted to have? So you worked on having that type, aggressive, angry, hardcore, or more friendly and lighthearted, or did it come without thought and you were just who you were?
Just who you are. Yeah.
The last one.
The thing is, it's like it comes out more over time, especially with social media. I think, you know, with social media, the longer you do it, especially like having podcasts like this and, you know, and other outlets, I think your personality will develop and come out more when there's like a need for it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I wasn't always like, I would have always classified myself as like a hardcore bodybuilder, but as I've got more in over 10 years, like the style of training that I gravitated to and the kind of, you know, Instagram that like my personality kind of gravitated to was that style, you know? So I think it's something that you'll just kind of fall into over time. It's just, you know, I
think if it wasn't for this podcast, you would be the hardcore bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how I always saw you.
Yeah.
But I think his question more is, do you choose it or does it choose you? And I think
it's going to be both. Who are you asking?
Well, I think if you're a real person, it chooses you. Like you don't make up your personality. Like you don't decide. Like I never sat down and decided. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the guy that makes these hardcore speeches.
You're right, but you're assuming that every single person is being a real person. That's his question.
Oh no. Well, yeah, no, you're right. What I'm advising is don't be the other way.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, just be yourself. And if you end up being that hardcore guy that like it's like Guy, right? It was kind of like coming up in bodybuilding. Me and Guy were always the ones that you'd hear making those, or Seth. You'd hear us making those speeches in the Machiavelli videos and shit. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of the three of us did that on purpose. It just happens when you're training.
No.
And then, you know, people like, you know, James is known for being a fucking gorilla in the gym, and you're known for being hardcore, and Roman, but I don't think anybody chose that shit. They weren't like, I'm going to be known as like the Roman Fritz. Like, no, it just,
it would come across as ungenuine, I think, if someone did that.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's when you
can't fake who you are.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of bodybuilders. I can't think of a bodybuilder that creates a fake facade. I mean, other than maybe Blessing likes being the hype guy, but like
Brad Castle, bro.
No, but like a real bodybuilder. I don't mean like I don't mean like an influencer. I mean like an actual. But yeah, I think it's best. And you know what? Honestly, I think it's best, even though Blessing, you know, says he makes money and everything doing the hype thing. I think for long-term loyal fans that are going to stick with you, it's the best if you just yourself. It's best to just be yourself. Like,
yep.
Because I don't think anybody's going to stick around for the long term if you're full of shit.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, it'll show through.
What would you guys say your favorite late night snack food is while dieting and not dieting?
Cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Oh, anything. I love chocolate chip, Oreo, fucking.
Is it because you're stoned?
Usually, yeah. When I'm dieting, my favorite thing used to be protein powder and peanut butter.
Yeah,
the protein powder.
I used to do the protein. I used to do the protein and the peanut butter and make it into a pudding and put it in the freezer.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah,
and then you get like you get like a solid chunk.
Ian, I learned that from you, Fouad.
Ian, what's your favorite snack dieting, not dieting? Do you have one? You don't even care, do you?
I've never in my life been a snack person. It's funny, we were actually having this conversation in the car today, me, Melissa, and Mark. And yeah, I not really. I mean, like, look, if it was an off season, like, you know, we're gonna sit down, watch a movie, and I want to snack, Doritos is like my go-to. Yeah,
that's really. What kind of Doritos? Cool Ranch?
Cool Ranch is okay, but I'm just like a OG orange
nachos.
The original.
That or any kind of like the Smart Pop, like, you know, those like the popcorns in the bag. Fucking love those. Some white
cheddar cheese popcorn. Yeah, those are good.
Those are the best. Yeah.
What about Pringles? Is that too fancy for you?
It's okay, but it's not as I would never pick that over a Dorito ever. No.
Dorito dill, the dill pickle Doritos are fucking awesome.
Don't know if
jalapeno.
They're extreme dill. They're fucking great.
Jalapeno cheddar.
Yeah, anything jalapeno cheddar is good. Like any of the Miss Vickies, like kettle cooked, like those kind of ones. If you can get some good flavors, like the jalapeno cheddar stuff, those are good too.
Yeah.
But OG Doritos, just like the original nacho cheese, that's as good as it gets.
I'm getting hungry now.
Me too.
trying to stay on this fucking diet John's got me on. I'm fucking starving. It's like food.
I'm going to see you at the gas station around the corner in about an hour. Right?
2 bags of Doritos. Yeah. One Cool Ranch, one nacho.
That's where I go, whatever.
Can I tell you, it's just fucked up, but my favorite thing to do is my favorite time is after a prep. You know, when you're prepping, you don't have any fucking, like, you have no attention span.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm dieting for fucking 12 weeks, I'm usually like, I'm watching the news.
Yeah.
Or I'm flipping through channels. I can never sit and just watch something.
Yeah.
My favorite period of time is like the first 2 weeks after prep. And I'll get snacks like nachos or fucking Doritos or whatever, like M&Ms. And I just watch movies and I enjoy just eating. And I have this thing, I have to eat through the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I'll get like two big bags of chips and I'll just make them last like the whole.
I'm bad, man. I'm like one of those people, like same with candy. Like I can't, like, you know, candy you're supposed to suck on. I
just eat it.
Yeah.
Like I'm the same thing. Like if I have a bag of popcorn, I've done it in the previews. You know, like, it's done, and then
That's why I get 2
for 2 hours. And I'm like,
no, but that's why I get 2. So I smash one like fast because I love it, and then I make the other one last like for the rest of the movie. So you have to be more strategic.
No, I'm just fucking. I'll go.
How long would you cycle GH for? I didn't know you had to cycle GH. What do you think, Ian?
Forever.
I come off it like
forever.
Like when I'll do like during the winter at the end of my season, do like the big time when I come off everything, do like a cleanup. I'll come off GH then too. But like say if there's a break between shows, like where I might come down to like, you know, come off or come to a TRT dose, might lower it from like 6 to 3 units or something. But like I don't come off it now.
That's exactly what I like. If I'm trying to clean out, then I'll always leave 250 milligrams of test or something like that, just because I can't go all the way off.
Yeah.
But if, like you said, if I just want to kind of take it easy for a bit, I'll go to 2 or 3 IUs of GH with a little bit of test.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a reason. I don't think there's a reason to cycle it the same way you would cycle anabolics.
No, if you're having like serious, you know, thyroid or blood glucose issues with it or something, I don't see any significant reason to.
Ian or James to place highest at the Olympia, Paul?
Ian.
Well, I mean,
not for
Ian
you.
was. I mean, Ian was last year 7th. So
is that your decision?
I got to go Ian.
All right.
You have to answer that question too, dickhead.
No, I don't.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to put me on the spot here. Come on.
You don't answer because then we're 2-0 Ian. So it's both of us said Ian. So we're good. you might go James and then it'll be like 2-1. So
I'll
fuck it up. Yeah. No,
have you guys ever competed against each other, Ian?
Yeah. I beat him 3 times or 2 times. Yeah. But I know Jeff's better than that. But
I hate answering that shit because you guys are both. I consider you guys both close friends.
But you asked me.
What?
You said you hate it, but you asked me.
Yeah, but you're a judge. You have to judge.
Oh, yeah, it's still a tough. It's a tough question.
You know what, man? It's tough. Ian's impressive. I'm going to talk about you like you're not here.
Me?
No, not you, Ian.
Oh,
Ian's impressive because he's super fucking wide, and he has some impressive body parts, and his body flows well because he has a small waist.
mm-hmm.
James is not as wide, but he has thicker muscle bellies in some areas, and it's tough to decide which one. Right? It's kind of like the Nick Walker Justin thing. It's like Justin's wider, but Nick is denser.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not as dramatic with Ian and James, but I feel like those are their strong points. Ian's overall structure is wider, smaller waist, better like overall X frame.
Yep.
But then James has fucking these sweeping quads and like super thick chest and like really round shoulders. So I'm like,
I know it makes it tough.
It's you know what I mean. You got to see them stand next to each other. If we're going by career so far, Ian.
Yeah, that's what I said.
If the only way, the best way to do it is mathematically, you have to go with Ian.
Yep.
Right?
I agree. But I'm looking forward to seeing that battle.
Me too.
I am too. It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a great Olympia.
I want to compete with all the active guys that are on this podcast, so I can just come on this podcast and say, "Hey, I'm a better bodybuilder than all of you." Yeah,
you gotta get a trophy for that.
You're going to be devastated if you don't beat everybody, though. That's the thing. You have the most to lose right now.
I do have the most to lose, but
because you have the best placing out of everybody right now. So if somebody comes in and beats you now, you're gonna be like, fuck you. Nobody else has anything to lose.
And I'm confident in my abilities. I haven't placed outside of a top 4 since 2016, so I'm feeling.
Nick has the least to lose.
Yes,
because he's the youngest guy. He can come in and fuck off, and nobody will care.
Well, I disagree with that to an extent. I think Nick has the most hype, and hype is something.
True, but I think he'll be forgiven more than everybody else because he's only a year in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, if you kill hype momentum, it can be pretty detrimental too. So I think, like, if you showed up at New York and he was like 5th, that would be a big.
Well, it depends how bad you kill it, right? What I'm saying is, if he goes to the Olympia and he places 10th.
Well, if he's already at the Olympia in his rookie season, you're killing him.
But I'm just saying. I meant like if you guys all compete together. So if you guys all end up at the Olympia and Nick takes 10th and you take 7th, Nick gets a pass. But if you take 10th and Nick gets 7th, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So, the pressure's on. Ian.
So we got to find
I have in my corner is I've competed against everyone now.
Yeah.
Like I compete against every good pro that is competing now. All of them. Where these guys haven't. Like James has done a lot of European.
Have you competed against Kuklo yet?
Only last time I did was 2018 Olympia.
I'd like to see you guys stand next to each other because I feel like you have
this year soon.
Yeah. I like that. I like that comparison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do. He announced today he's doing Texas, which I already knew.
Because I feel like Kuklo is very deceiving. He's fucking really wide.
Yeah.
He's a very big guy.
Very big
and he's got really good structure.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's not overly thick. It's weird. He's very, very wide, but he's not.
Steve have like a lot of crossing over strengths and weaknesses.
That's right.
We're both wide. He's a little taller than me. We're both flatter through the chest in some shots, but we have some good thickness inside shots. Like we have some very commonalities.
Yeah,
both
it's interesting.
Good condition. Like some of our weaker poses are all the same. Yep. So it'd be a good comparison. I mean, I think Steve, like I said last time, is the next stepping stone for me. I still see Steve as ahead of me. Yeah. So a show like Texas would be a good stepping stone to either see where I line up on Steve or surpass Steve.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that you said that because it gives people a chance to hear how pros think. Because I tried to explain this before in a different podcast. I don't think I did a good job of explaining it, but I used to ask people, who is the guy that you want to beat? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the wrong way to put it, but everybody knows there's a guy that they have to get ahead of before people will consider them into a certain class of bodybuilders.
Yep. Like next level.
Like for me coming up, it was always Juan.
Yeah.
I always thought I was a little bit behind Juan. I'm like, if I could just get ahead of Juan, Juan Morel, for those who don't know, but if I could just get ahead of Juan, it would put me in a different category. And I think, like you said, Ian, that guy is Steve.
Steve is always the guy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
because our careers have been kind of on the same upward trajectory, but he's always just been better than me.
But he's been around longer. He's been around longer too.
Yeah, he's a little older than me. He's a couple years older than me, but it's like, like when all move up from coming, third at shows to winning shows, then he's winning, goes from coming sixth at the Arnold to second at the Arnold. It's like always this kind of upwards, but he's just a little ahead. So we'll see when those paths finally, if they do, interject,
Yeah.
So,
Steve's always consistent too, eh? He's always consistent. He comes in.
But he wasn't at first, and I think that was his problem.
Not at first.
Yeah, remember when he first turned pro, or even before he turned pro, there was a period of time where he just couldn't get that conditioning down.
Yep.
And then I think he finally nailed it, and then it was been consistent ever since.
Ever since, yeah. When he made that jump in his career to that next level,
I think my Olympia is the day for me.
You think what? Say that again.
The Olympia this past year was the day when we figured out how to be consistent.
Yeah.
We knew exactly what. There was zero guessing games in that Olympia. It was, we took exactly what we learned from Tampa, exactly what we learned from New York, everything we learned in the 10, 12 weeks between, and we implemented it exactly as we thought, and it rendered a look exactly as we thought. Yeah. It was it was zero predictability there.
But that might not work. But that might not work again, right?
100% I know that. But it's more of
you have an idea of
it's more of knowing my physique and how to problem solve in scenarios. It's like, we know, okay, what goes flat, what we need to look good, what kind of water we need in, certain things are always going to be constants. For me, I'm never going to be a guy where I cut water or do crazy things. My physique just completely dissipates when I do that. So there's a lot of things we have learned that we keep as constants, and then the variables will always happen. Yeah. But we've encountered these at all ends of the spectrum now, with Tampa, New York, Tampa last year, Tampa 2019. So we've encountered my physique in a whole bunch of different places. And I think now when we went to the Olympia, we said, okay, based off what we've learned, this is what should happen. We implemented it, and it worked exactly as we thought. Yeah. There was oh shit, we got a problem solved. It's like, yep, this is what we think, do it. And it planned out exactly how we predicted.
Yeah. It's impressive that your third show of the year too was your best show.
But that's always how it is for me. I don't know why.
You get better as you go, eh?
Always.
That used to happen to me too, though. Because it's the same thing that happened to Ian. You kind of make, I was a little bit too full here because of this.
Right.
I was a little too flat here because I went too hard. Okay, now I kind of figured it out.
Every single year. I mean, since I started placing really well, 2018, my first show of the year was Indy Pro. I placed fourth. It was my worst look of the year. And then by the end of the year, I had my good Spain look, and then I went to the Olympia and I was even better. The next year, my first one, 2019, I did New York at the beginning of the year, where De La Rosa beat me. I was second, and that was my worst look, one of my worst looks, period, where I went on to have Vancouver and Tampa with Patrick, which were two of my best looks. Same thing here. Tampa this year, worst look. New York, a little better. Olympia, way better. Always, once I get in shape and I don't have to push the conditioning down, I can eat the food a little higher and keep the cardio a little lower. I just get better and better and better.
Yeah, but to both your credits. Because a lot of guys will burn out by that point.
For me, staying leaner in the off season is so important in that way, because the less I have to push into a show, the way better I end up.
Okay.
I think it's just an easier way to learn your body, right? Like when I did Houston, I was really full and big, and then I'm like, okay, fuck, I was too full. So I did Tampa, and then I was super fucking stringy.
Yeah.
And then I ended up in Dallas, and that's where I got my first Olympia qualification, because I finally balanced them out, right?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know too, if you're hypercritical too, I don't know, man, I don't know if he's still like me, but he was like me. If you're hypercritical about your show, and you stress about your show, and you stress about being perfect,
right,
sometimes you fuck it up at the end.
Yeah.
And then as you go, it's almost like as the season passes, you kind of relax.
Yeah. Right.
So by the time the third show rolls around, you've kind of settled in, and you're like, okay, now I can figure it out.
Well, especially because going into every season, I always have kept quiet into the first show. Yeah. And then once the ice is broken, they've seen you on stage at your worst potentially, Tampa this year was by far my worst,
Yeah.
Once I did that and that's out of the bag, it's only up from here. So fuck it, So then I'm more ample to want to post the progress photos and just let everyone see everything. And that took a lot of pressure off me,
Yeah. But that's a lot of weeks of dieting, for a lot of guys, that's, guys who struggle with
I don't mind the dieting, as long as we try time so the drugs and stuff are that I feel good through that. Mm-hmm. The food, I could eat at a prep diet all year, and be hungry all year and do cardio. That doesn't bother me. And I like being in that state and seeing the progression because it's so noticeable day to day when you're lean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like the variables, like you change the food a little bit or you push the condition a little bit, you can see it like in a day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I really like being in that state. It's fun, you know.
Do you think it's a bad trait to always put yourself down, or is this what sorry, it's just written weird. What makes us push harder to be better? Have you overcome self-doubt?
This is tough.
This is a deep one. No,
there's a fine balance there.
Okay, I'm gonna say something, and it might be true just for me, but I think if you're ever going to be great at something, you always have a little self-doubt, and I don't think it ever goes away.
Yeah.
I think you have to. I think if you think everything is perfect, you're probably not getting the most out of yourself. I don't think you should put yourself down, as the beginning of this question says, because I think putting yourself down just leads to fucking a downward spiral. But having doubt is okay because it makes you kind of push past things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's wrong to put yourself down. I think it's good to have humility, but I think it's a great thing to have self-doubt because you can use that self-doubt as fuel to be better.
Yeah. We've talked about that before, Fouad. We've talked about it before, like with bodybuilders, for example. Like the guys who are never satisfied are the greats. The guys who think that they're good enough and are satisfied where they're at, they never get better.
How many times have we seen a guy in the gym posing for us, like, oh, let me show you how I look, and they have this sense of like, oh, I'm going to win this show, I'm going to turn pro, and they have it all figured out already.
Right.
And confidence is good, it's important, but if your confidence is so strong that you think you're better than everybody already, it's like, it almost like, I feel like you're not going to work as hard because you already have it done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
I
think
like,
you lose.
I've always liked negative energy. I don't know why. I've always liked, like, you guys aren't nice to me.
No, it's very true what you said, though. It's I think that is very true, and especially what you said about, but at a point, it can become a downward spiral, which is what people need to watch out for. You know, I think if you're too much on yourself and then you just shit on yourself all the time, I think you need to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. And
I think you need, like you said, have humility, but I think just fucking always shitting on yourself can also lead to a very bad mindset that can also be crippling, you know?
Yeah. I think it's, I don't think it's helpful to put yourself down. I think humility is important, but like you said, being honest, like being able to and this isn't just physique. Like me and Paul talk about all the time. He knows I have my shortcomings and I talk about them all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's important to know what your weaknesses are and work on making them better, but without telling yourself you're a horrible person or you have a shitty physique or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like self-doubt.
Yeah.
I like, as long as you can use it for fuel and not to cripple.
Yeah. It can be a powerful motivator.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, that's what ride my whole bodybuilding career. You know?
I ride everything. Everything. My bodybuilding career, and not only now this career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the podcast, the supplement company, like everything is like, oh, you don't think I'm going to make it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always been your drive.
Yeah. But that's, and then that's other people doubting you. But I also have my own self-doubt. Like, you know, what if the company doesn't do well? What if I don't win a show? But then instead of like saying, oh, I'm not going to win the show, fuck it, I'm just going to stay home. I just go train harder.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I mean by being able to use that self-doubt as fuel.
As long as it doesn't become a hurdle for you or cripple you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people have self-doubt and then they get dissuaded from doing whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, that's too hard. I don't want to do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I can't do it.
I can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never be as good as these guys. Fuck it. Why do I even bother? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I can't tell you guys how many times in my life I've thought I can't do something. And then I'm like, just get through today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, just get through today.
Yeah.
And then I do what I'm supposed to do for that day. And then the next day I wake up, I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, just get through today.
Yeah. And you sound like me every leg day when I train with you, Fouad, in my head. Like, I'm going to die today. I'm not going to make it. And then afterwards, I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's tough. There's a lot of shit that goes into this other than physical.
I'm serious when I say that, but leg day. I've been feeling that way for 15 years with you. I go into every leg day to this day with a little bit of anxiety. So I'm like, fuck, he's going to kill me again today. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I swear I do. But, it's part of it's almost like a gut check too.
But I think we're all like that. I mean, I'm sure Ian's like that. And like, I feel that way when I go into leg day. I'm like, okay, today's going to suck balls.
Fuck yeah, I get nervous. I'm in the car like fucking ants.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude,
You do
everybody
look like you enjoy legs.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, but okay, I enjoy it, but I'm still nervous as fuck about it.
You guys I didn't think you guys got nervous like I did though. I get nervous because I'm like, I don't know if I can keep up. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I, can keep up with you today.
That's a different kind of nervousness. I get nervous like, fuck, tomorrow's leg day. It's gonna suck.
Well, but it's also the torture that I know I'm gonna go through too.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you get that, Paul, where you're on the gym and you can feel yourself being out of breath for those sets already? It's like going into leg day and I'm like, fuck, I'm already tired just thinking about it.
I've had straight up panic attacks in the gym.
No, he has. Like I had to actually walk outside with him a couple times.
Yeah.
He would get done a set like because we would do like a drop set or something that was longer.
Yeah.
And he would freak out. I'd be like, let's go outside. Let's go outside and get some fresh air, man.
Yeah, like I almost felt like I pushed too far or something.
Especially this last year, or since I've trained with like Julian before the Olympia and then Mark now, like these guys just fucking annihilate me, Like every workout, like there's no sets that are like set off, or like 80%. Every set is like push you into the absolute ground, intense fires, pass failure, everything. It's like when you, especially going to a leg day and you know how bad that's going to be, you're like, fuck,
But
today I'm not ready for this,
But it's so exhilarating at the same time.
It is. It is. I'm sure there's something scientific, like brain chemical wise, that's released after something like that you cannot get from anything else.
When I used to train at Worlds in Toronto by myself, I specifically remember one of the owners or one of the trainers, I can't remember which one it was. They came over, they're like, why do you do this to yourself every week? I was on the leg press. I think I was doing a strip set or something like that. And like, why do you do this? You're just fucking here by yourself. And I was training by myself at the time. Like, here by yourself. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but something about this fucking pain feels good. It's like I purposely will try to do things to make it worse.
I also I have an extreme fear of leaving the gym feeling like I didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Like when I'm finishing the workout and I'm like, fuck, I should have done more. I could have pushed that set more, which I've had in the past. And I know how much like regret feeling I have of that. So I make sure that I always never leave with that feeling, Yeah,
I know. But that also can go this is a good lesson for people listening though, too, because that can also
go too far. Yeah.
Yeah. Because me and Paul, we have this discussion all the time. We'll get done and I'll have to check with him. I'll be like, we've done 5 exercises, man. Are we good? Should we do more? Because I'm always on the side of I want to do more.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the analogy I think of that was best was you told me the way John put it to you.
Yeah.
If you're digging a 10 feet hole every day, you can only come up 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet. You're always going to be John, behind recovery wise.
Yeah. John would always say, make sure when you dig that hole, you can still get out of it.
Yeah. Right.
Don't dig the hole so deep that you're fucking sore for fucking 2 weeks or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Paul, I got another one for you here.
Okay.
This is gonna be interesting.
Is it a weather one? Is it something about the weather?
No. How would 100% Fouad stand against Iain and James at this coming year's Olympia?
Oh God, you guys, you love doing this to me, don't you?
I mean, your opinion is a little biased, obviously.
Of course it is.
You don't have to say me. I won't be upset. I really won't.
No, but you know what though? I mean, at your prime, Fouad, bring it up. Your pictures from your prime. You had a great physique. I mean, it's not just
Yeah, I'm a big fan, man. I'd put you right up there for sure. Yeah,
because you had mass with lines and with shapes still. And that's.
Do you like that he said with shapes still?
I didn't mean like currently.
before you lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's gone now. That's for sure.
What was your best? 2015, you think?
I really like 2009, 2000.
See, for me, I thought it was 2015. When you and Seth guest posed in Toronto at our show, I thought that was your all-time best.
This is my favorite look. That's my favorite version.
That's 2011?
Yeah, check this out, man. Look at that. Boom.
Yeah, that's
nice. That's nice.
They ruined me, Paul. This was
obviously you're not as heavily muscled as you were later, but like the look is nice,
I was only 238 here, 240.
Pull up Orlando 15.
That's probably my best big look.
That was your first win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in that show.
Yeah, I was there. I saw you.
That's the front. That's the back. I don't know. What do you think, Paul?
What?
Does that
place you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna,
oh fuck!
I think looking back, I like that Houston look better than this. Yeah.
Yeah, you do, eh?
Yeah.
This is Vancouver.
You won that show too.
That was 15 too, right?
That was 50. That was right. That was a month after Orlando, I think.
Yeah.
This is good, like bodybuilding wise, but this is my favorite. This is my favorite look.
Yeah, it's a good look.
You got any other shots from that show, Fouad?
Front double there is from it.
This most muscular, this back shot.
Front double there, second
this
row.
front double, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good shot.
That's a good shot. That's better than my front double for sure.
Yeah, I was really this is what happens in the IFBB is because they're like they wanted me to be bigger. They're like, you're not big enough. You're not big enough.
Yep.
So you get big. And this is what I was talking about with Blessing, right? Blessing came in, pro debut. His body looks good, but he's obviously got to get bigger to stand with the other guys, and that's going to start to ruin your lines, right?
Yeah.
So, but you still have avoided the question so far, Paul. So why don't you answer?
Well, I was getting back to about the putting on muscle. I think that's the key to bodybuilding: getting big without blowing out your proportions.
Answer the question.
All right, fuck. Okay, no,
I can take it. I can take it. I swear.
I'm going Fouad, Iain, James.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're biased, so it doesn't count.
I am biased. I'm sorry, but these are such tough questions. I mean, unless you see guys next to each other on stage, it's such a tough question to answer.
Yeah, that is the difference because the physique we're just looking at in 2008 Houston, I was 15 to 20 pounds lighter than fucking Iain. So if we were actually standing next to each other,
it might look totally different.
I might look prettier, but he would have fucking killed me.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. These are very difficult questions to answer.
And I don't even know if I would have looked prettier. I'm just saying, like, it would have been like, it wouldn't have. He definitely would have won because he would have been 255, 258. I don't know what you weigh, something like that.
It was like 255 at the Olympia.
Yeah, and then the Orlando photo I put up at 250. That was 258 there, but Ian's harder than me at that weight, so I don't think I would have been able to overcome that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just because your pictures were the last ones I saw, so your physique's more fresher.
It was fresh. Now we got to bring up.
Pull my Instagram. Get the
Instagram. I knew this was coming. I knew this was gonna happen.
This.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Fuck, Iain, you're so. You know what I love about you the most? You're so fucking competitive. You're so competitive, and you don't even care. You're
there you go, right there. First picture.
Unapologetically.
Oh, geez, he looks good there.
It's good, right? It's good. No, he's got. I'm not. Listen, I already told him. I think he's taking my place.
That's Orlando. Well, this is the same show you won.
This is Ian's pro debut.
You're also what, 20 pounds lighter there, Iain?
Yeah, but
I was probably 228, so it's almost 30 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Where do we have a good Iain shot? Right here. Let's see.
You gonna put them side by side?
You might have a tough time here, Fouad.
I don't think so. I don't think so, Iain. Look at that. There's like no weak points.
I don't know. Go down. There's more there.
Oh, he needs a new photo. He's like,
yeah.
You got more shots. There's like all the Olympia ones will be here soon because you'll be down where the month was.
Okay, let's see. How about this one?
No, it's too far away.
All right. How about this one? Side chest.
Oh, that's a good shot. Is that after Olympia?
If you go down, there's a most muscular. Keep going. No, keep going.
I got you in the back. I got you in the back.
Yeah, size wise, I outcondition you, but you're bigger in the back.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Watch.
I'm dry as a bone there, man.
Boom. Look at that shit.
You're changing shows now.
I have a lot to choose from, Iain.
Yeah, you're good. You're good there. I still think I'm harder there, though.
You think you're harder?
Yeah.
Why? Look at your glutes. They're hard, but they're not striated.
Bro, we just talked about this.
Look at mine.
Look at the texture of my skin, though. Like, look at my skin. It's like...
Yeah, it is onion skin.
It's paper.
But...
Yeah, no, you look good. This show's good. Why didn't you pull this one up?
I'm trying to look for a back double. One sec. There's a back double. Oh, we already looked at that one. That's not me. That's me. That's a young me.
Good shot.
This is like 2008. What about? Let's see. Is there a back shot in your hair?
I'll be right back.
There's a back lat spread. We do this all fucking day long, Ian.
Yeah. Here, go back up to mine.
Okay, let's here.
Go back and go down a little bit. There, the side quarter turn.
I can't do that. You fucking gonna crush me in that shot.
No, but the most muscular, I'm saying that's a good most muscular there.
Okay, well, I think I like my most muscular better.
You're rounder. You definitely have a rounder look, like through the delts and stuff. But I think I'm a little gnarlier. That's it. My conditioning through my quads and detail, but you definitely have a
your skin is like fucking disappearing.
My quarter turn's obviously my best shot, so that's like
yeah, I can't compare there for sure because my waist is nowhere near yours.
That'd be a good one. I'd like to see this. Toronto Pro.
Yeah, I'm 42 years old. You fuck.
I'll get a post-retirement Fouad while I'm at my peak of my career.
I would do it just for fun, just to stand next to you.
There's some good shots there up there.
Where?
Up there, right side. No.
This one?
Down one.
Yeah, but it's not stage. I was looking for stage. Yeah, I mean, dude, you're crazy. I don't want to look. I'm not fucking around. I have some good shots. I think shot for shot though, you win because your side shots are better than mine because your waist is smaller.
Paul have any stage shots?
Paul does have stage shots. Let's bring.
I guess show mine to you guys.
See if I can find him.
I got it. I can send him too.
No, 1 second. Let's see if I can find it.
Pick my best ones.
There's me touching. There's me touching Paul's back.
Yeah.
It's for. Oh wait, I didn't bring it up yet. Sorry. Here's one of me touching Paul's back and trying to help him train his lats.
Oh, look at that hair too.
Yeah, look at hair.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Here's another one.
No triceps.
I'm touching Paul's tricep.
Yeah, it didn't work. Nothing grew.
I don't know why we did now look how old we are here. Fuck.
Oh God.
Let's see. I thought you'd have a bodybuilding photo here, Paul.
You know, it's funny when you Google my name, all your pictures show up.
Well, sorry, man.
I got one for you, Fouad. I'll send them to you.
You competed, obviously, though.
Sorry. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did the Canadas once. I did the Ontarios once. Yeah, I competed like 10 times actually.
Canadas.
Sorry, I was 9th. Fouad overdied me. I was 9th in heavyweights.
You fucking sack of shit.
Where's those pictures I sent you, Fouad, last time?
I don't know. You have to find them and send them to me.
Hang on, I'll find it. Give me 1 second.
Let me see. Have you ever seen Paul's stage shots, Ian?
No, I've never seen Paul on stage at all.
No way. It's been a long time.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, he's really old.
Well, yeah, like what was the last time you competed?
2008. That's when Fouad fucked up my diet. I didn't do so well.
Paul's never been big enough. That's the problem.
No, that's exactly true. I always get conditioned, but it wasn't big enough.
Why didn't you post your bodybuilding photos on your Instagram?
That'd be kind of douchey, wouldn't it? Or like from 20 years ago.
What do you say? Me and Ian are douchey?
No, you guys are current still. You guys still look good.
I'm not current. I just post throwbacks. Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, here.
Now, Guy said it looked like Silvio Samuel. I don't know where the hell Guy got that from.
Oh, what year? This is 2008?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was. I feel like I've seen you on stage before, but
he was stoned here.
I was not.
Yeah,
you're on stage.
Your face sunk right in there, right?
Yeah, I was conditioned. I didn't have good control of my stomach for sure, and my arms were way too small. I was just too small. In period. I was like 200. I was like 203 on stage.
Look at the duck lips.
Yeah. Your legs are good. You're really good quad condition there.
Thanks. Yeah, I had a badly torn pec too. You can see it in this shot.
Oh yeah, the pec's torn.
Yeah. That was always in my head. That's the only time I competed with a torn pec because I tore it the year before.
Those quads are fucking crazy though.
Thank you. That was despite Fouad's overdieting me, my quads still look.
That's because of me. You learned how to train legs.
Yeah, and I don't think I have any back shots though. I only have a few pictures left, so I lost all my old stuff.
You left your weakest body parts out. You're like, I don't have any back shots.
My back was.
No, this is old Canadas with like just a straight black backdrop like this, you know.
Yeah, this is a Montreal. Yeah,
it's the best way, man.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it. Let me do one more, just so we don't end on us all looking at ourselves.
Were you judging back in 2011?
When you did the Ontarios?
When I did Canadian Nationals.
No, but when you were in the Ontarios, I judged you. I accept in the morning in the pre-judge. Okay, like you know how big that super show is, right? Like 500 competitors, whatever. So it's a very long day for us. So I remember when I got this, I try not to miss the bodybuilding classes at all. But at some point, you have to take bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
And I tried to hold off as long as I could for your class of super heavies, but I couldn't. After the heavyweights were done, which I think Hassan Jama won that year.
Well, that's 2014.
Yeah. So after the heavyweights were done, I had to go to the bathroom so bad I could not wait any longer. I came back and I didn't see you on stage because pre-judge your class was done by the time I got back. And then the finals, sitting there at the finals judging the overall or judging your class, all of a sudden you came out and I was like, fuck, I didn't see this guy this morning. And because you were a clear-cut winner. Like there was no.
What show was that?
Ontario's
14 provincials.
Which was a super show. Back then it was still the OPA.
Was there 4 levels when you got your pro card, Ian? Or 3?
There was no Eastern Ontario's back then, no.
Okay, so you did the regional or the local, then you did
I won
provincial.
Ottawa, I won provincials, and then I won the Amateur Olympia. But I was saying even back further, 2011 Canadian Nationals, when I won it as a junior, was in Montreal that year.
That's right.
It was like fucking 2 million degrees in there. People were like passing out and throwing up on stage. That show was just a nightmare, man. I remember that. It was Robin Strand actually came second to me in juniors then, I think, that year. Or
really?
Third. But yeah, he was young then. He was like, because he's like 2 or 3 years younger than me. So he must have been like 17 or 18,
Really? Yeah.
19, yeah. So it's now where, he's another pro guy too. So
I did judge Robin's pro qualifier.
Yeah. That would have been like what, 2016, 17?
Just a few years ago. That was the year Fouad that.
I was at that show.
The super heavy. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was there too. Yeah.
Okay, last question. We'll wrap it from here. What's your favorite thing about each of the other cast members on both shows?
I thought we did this.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
did we?
I thought we did about maybe it was what did you learn about each person on the show?
Yeah, that's what we did.
This is too long. Pick another question. We'll do this at the beginning.
It's not too long. Go real quick. There's only 6 guys. What's your favorite thing about Paul, Ian?
Paul's got like a very good, relaxed dad energy,
Thank you.
It's like a soothing presence. It's like when you get on the podcast with Paul, you're like, this isn't going to be like a Guy Sister Nino hectic 2 hours.
Guy is hectic.
I'm not going to go to bed and have a fucking anxiety attack today.
Yeah. I'm exhausted after being on with Guy.
Yeah,
what's your
you got to be in the mood to get on with Guy.
I love Guy. I love being on with Guy.
I love
it for sure, but it's a lot.
It's high energy.
It's high energy. It's high energy.
Which is fun for sure.
What's your favorite thing about Guy?
Guy, I think Guy one has no bullshit attitude. I really like. He's very in your face, and obviously as much as that I just said I liked Paul for the opposite. You got to like guys for his intense energy.
His energy,
for sure. Yeah.
James is just unequivocally James.
Yeah.
You can't James is just James and he's nobody else. He's not trying to be anybody else.
Own person, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's his own person. He's off in his own world of James, and it's just he's him, which is definitely something I really admire about James.
Mm-hmm.
He'll talk about his fucking video games. He says he doesn't give a fuck about things, whatever. He's just James.
Mm-hmm.
What about Ben?
Well, I going through my head. So Nick is obviously something that I envy the most in Nick is Nick's confidence in himself. That's something for me that obviously is a big thing that I struggle with. And when I see Nick that whether it's a person, a facade that he puts on for this or whatever, he's very convicted in his belief in himself, he 100% believes that he will be the best and there's nothing stopping him from that, which I envy a lot.
Yeah.
Ben, I really Ben is just obviously in terms of his intelligence and his knowledge of, his craft and his, level of detail he puts into things. I find very admirable. I know he's a good coach, and obviously as a dad as well. A young dad. That's something I really, admire about him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then fuck Fouad. That's a tough one. Fouad, I think the most for you. I mean, you're kind of like everything combined into one a little bit.
Isn't that weird? I feel that way about it. Is that fucked up?
You're kind of like everything I said about everyone in a little bit all into one thing.
Isn't that fucked up?
I think what I like about you actually is something is you're what's the word for it? Someone that's very not curious. What's the word of it? When you listen to Joe Rogan, he asks very good, very insightful,
Yeah.
It's someone that's very in touch with themselves, you know, and like knows their own emotions, like knows themselves, and is like very good at like analyzing themselves, you know.
Yeah, like self-reflection.
Yeah, like very very good at like inflecting or whatever that word is, you know. I think that's something I really, really like about you. Yeah.
I like the first part better as a combination of everybody. I'll take that.
Yeah. Well, it's all you get that plus the next.
Oh, I get plus. Awesome. Paul, what do you think? What's your favorite thing about Iain?
About Iain? Well, I didn't know Iain very well. I mean, I've met Iain a few times in the past, but I never really talked to Iain on, to any great extent. Iain is a smart guy, easy to talk to, intense, but I like the way you direct your intensity. You guys, one thing I'll say about all of you guys are all dedicated to the sport, and that's admirable. You guys are all sort of experts in your field. You made yourself experts in your field by knowledge, training, and dedicating your life to it. And it's impressive, because that's something I could never do myself when I was bodybuilding. I didn't have it in me to devote myself completely to the sport the way you guys have. And I think it's admirable to all you guys. So yeah, for Iain, I would say it's the way you direct your energy to training and to making the best of yourself. And also, I think you guys are humble. Like you, Chris, and Melissa, you guys are all humble. Like you're Mr. Olympia's trainer, and no one knows that.
Yeah.
Really. You don't brag about it. You don't talk about it. And yourself, like you're top 7 Olympia. Like that's huge. And you're very humble about it, and your wife too. So I think that's very admirable. All the humility that you guys have.
What about James?
James is just so nice. I love James. I'd love to hang out with James.
I think James has another side, though.
Yeah. I've never seen that side.
Not that he's not nice, but I think if you fuck with him,
Well, yeah, he seems like he's probably from a tough neighborhood, and he's probably had to assert himself before. But yeah, I love how just nice James is. He's like be an awesome guy to hang out with.
What about Ben?
Ben's smart, and he's strong as fuck. That guy, Jesus, man, his videos are so impressive.
You like him because he's strong?
Yeah, I wish I was that strong. Fuck, he seems to do it like effortless too. Like it's effortless for him.
Okay. What about Guy?
Guy, I was, Guy was the one guy that before I started coming on here, I was a bit intimidated by Guy, because I was like, Guy's so aggressive. Like
he's the opposite of you.
He's the opposite of me for sure. Yeah. And I thought I'd be a lot more intimidated by Guy, but he's an awesome guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
So probably his humor is what I like the best about him. He's a funny guy.
Okay. So funny. Yeah. What about Nick?
Nick, I love his innocence. I love how Nick doesn't take things too serious. He loves, except for bodybuilding, obviously. He's a student of the game. And I just love that innocence to Nick, like it's just I'd love to go back to those days where your most important thing still is bodybuilding and training, and that's everything else, Very
true. Yeah.
All right. What about me? Well, you don't like anything about me, do you?
Well, I've been knowing you for so long.
You're the guy I put up with you. That's all. All
right, I've always told you.
You guys have been friends too long.
Skip it. Skip it. Just skip
it. You want me to say? Because I wish I was more like you. You're driven. And I feel like I'm not as driven as I could be, for sure. If you want something, you make it happen. No matter what, you'll move mountains to make it happen, and that's an admirable characteristic.
Thank you, Paul. Paul. My favorite thing about Paul is, I don't know. No, my favorite thing about Paul is he's the opposite of me. You can't get a rise out of him. Always can process things, and doesn't have a need for shit. He's just happy to be around and happy to be. Just happy. Doesn't take life too seriously.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Iain. My favorite thing about Iain, this is going to sound real fucking dad-like, but I see everything in Iain that I saw in myself growing up, but he does it better.
Yeah, you told me that before.
It's like I see the same struggles, but somehow Iain has overcome them. So the competitiveness probably, and the certainty that you have. I like the competitive the most, and I like the certainty. It's like you're very certain of yourself when you have an idea, have a thought, when you're very certain of you don't have a lot of self-doubt from what it seems like.
Confident?
Often, I guess, yeah. He's not Confident,
I think it's a good thing.
confident. No, confidence is a great thing. Confident, yes, but more certain of his beliefs.
Okay.
That's more what I think.
Yeah, there's no wishy-washy to say.
No, there's no bullshit. This is what I think. This is what it is, and I fucking believe it to my core. Because it's hard. Because one of the things I don't have is that certainty. You know, Paul, when I have a fucking decision to make, I'm like, I'm all over the fucking place, right?
Yeah.
Guy, shockingly loyal, and I know he's gonna be mad that I said shockingly, but I thought he was just a loud, aggressive guy, and he's actually got a soft side.
Yeah.
And he's actually like a loyal, very loyal, sensitive person that you would never know if you didn't fucking talk to him. Nick, same thing, blew me away about Nick. I thought Nick was just this fucking meathead that like could lift 800 pounds over his head for fun, but he's like got a fucking like a soft heart. Like he's he's actually a softie, like truly he's a softie.
Yeah.
James is very philosophical and stoic, which is I'm always jealous of.
Yeah.
It's like all the things I love about everybody in the group is the stuff I don't feel like I have. It's almost like it's fucked up that you said that, Ian, because I feel like I have only a little bit of these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, James is very stoic and philosophical, and I feel like he doesn't let things in his life affect where he's going.
Yeah.
And Ben is very principled, which I find very admirable.
Very good word for Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Most people are not principled. Most people will bend here, bend there, cut corner.
100%. That's a
Ben,
great word.
Ben is like, I believe this, and this is how Ben will fucking cut his own foot off if it means not breaking his principles.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a very admirable thing, especially when he's your best friend, because you know the shit that's coming from him is like, you know, it's him. It's what he really thinks and what he really believes. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's everybody.
Yep.
And now we can end it because I was like, now we can all go take some Arimidex and
self-reflect, do some reflection. You know what I need to work on.
Yeah. Well, how do we go from talking about ass and pussy to fucking like it's like
pretty deep there?
It's like emotional, like fucking nonsense.
Because you're a great human.
Yeah. Yeah, how does that happen? All right,
we need to go shoot some tests right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do a shot. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
Okay, see you guys.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.